her character's a librarian.
Rachel going to be joining us tonight?
Yeah, she will. She's at rehearsal right now. She should be out in about 15 minutes, and then she'll be here. So we're gonna. That's why I changed the start time so that we could. There's not a lot of downtime before we can actually start.
We'll just talk about this game some more.
Yeah. So she plays like you remember Giles from Buffy. Right? You ever watch Buffy?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically that character. Video, the expert.
But I'm glad
The guy who's got all the books and got all the lore and stuff. Robert's playing the spooky, which is like the.
Oh, I think this person
the kind
really
of
likes every comment that they.
Robert's character is really hewing to type, which is this like creepy goth chick who has like
psychic powers.
like psychic magic powers or something like that, right?
Okay. So the hormones are raging, and so are the psychic powers.
So, wasn't there in Buffy? Didn't Willow go like dark Willow at some point?
Yeah.
I think that's probably the closest comparison.
Okay.
Lance is playing the Crooked, which is like a kind of a heart of gold criminal. Specifically, you were a burglar, but somebody who used to be in this illegal or sort of morally gray kind of occupation and is now working to fight these monsters and investigate the supernatural stuff.
Okay.
Steven's playing the Monstrous, which is exactly what it sounds like. Werecat? Is that right? Yeah. So she can shift, right? And then Maria's playing the Searcher, which is a lot like Mulder from the X-Files, right? Somebody goes out there and is like, the truth is out there, I'm going to find it. So the remaining books, I will go through them for you and you can pick. There's The Chosen, which is like Buffy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were the one who will save the world. It all rests on you, blah, blah, blah.
That's far too much responsibility.
There's, let's see here, The Divine, where you were sort of like, the end of days is coming, and you were like, I think like Castiel, right? Yeah. Even though maybe not that directly connected to the divine, but like you're some kind of manifestation of a god or goddess's will. Right?
I found a bar and I drank it.
A little Constantine.
The Flake, where you're like the conspiracy theorist, right? You've got moves like Crazy Eyes and Connect the Dots. Think about Pepe Silva, right?
Okay.
That makes sense, right?
Okay.
There's the Initiate, which is like somebody who enters like a sect that's dedicated to fighting monsters.
I have joined the Templars.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Let's see here. Got the monsters. The Mundane. You're just a dude. Like you're just a guy who because of some machination of narrative fell into this group. You don't have any like special powers or anything. You're just like, I guess I'll help.
So like that random guy in Deadpool too. Okay.
Yeah, what's his name? Paul? Bill?
Jeff.
What was his?
I think it was Jeff, wasn't it?
The guy that who ended up.
Why are you here?
I
just saw an ad.
Yeah, the IT guy from What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Professional. You're like a 9-to-5 monster hunter, right?
Okay.
So like the Winchesters, right? Yeah. The Spell Slinger. That's like Dresden, right? Jim Dresden.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We got the Spooky. The Wronged, where it's like they killed my loved ones. Now I'm going to kill them twice as hard.
Father, prepare to die.
Or more, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're walking around like one of your moves is never again. DIY surgery.
Nice.
What does not kill me? That's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
You're out there like, oh, fuck you. I'm going to kill all these vampires. There are also some extra playbooks that have come out. The Gumshoe, which is exactly what it sounds like. You're like, you're the closest thing to a. Oh, is that the guy from Deadpool or the IT guy?
The IT guy from What We Do in the Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
The Gumshoe is like you're the closest thing to like a proper noir detective that still exists in 2019.
Okay.
You got a trench coat and you're going out there and like, I'm going to figure things out. A proper detective. There's the Hex. has these like sort of witchy kind of powers, right? The para-romantic, which is kind of complicated.
It is not a monster fucker.
It is not, but it is as close as you're going to get.
Okay.
You basically have a
Monster
intimate
romantic,
connection
but not monster
with
sexual.
some supernatural being, right? So like you maybe a loved one died, but they still exist in like the spectral realm or something like that, and you regularly communicate with them and work with them, you know.
Okay.
And then that is it.
Well, I feel that we're going to go with Flake.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because of course we are.
Yeah.
Flake. Cool.
I could see
Can you
the
print out
flake
that sheet
or
for
the...
that?
Wronged.
Not the wrong...
I am Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Seems a little too invested.
Wouldn't that be the wronged?
No, I was...
I mean, yeah, that is the... That's the wrong.
Yeah, but that's not what
you're
I'm
going
trying
with
to
the
do.
flake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Peter.
The guy from Deadpool.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all his name is. Peter.
Church.
Good cat.
little blip.
Right off to the side.
Blip. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sideways.
Just different spellings for how the tongue's
Where
angled.
the tongue is.
And what animal is making it.
These are important things you should dedicate brain power to.
And vocabulary.
I mean, I'm just happy we've gotten our cats to where they only vomit when they're pissed now.
Oh, good.
That's a step
It's
in the
a
right direction.
show of domination.
Yeah, they don't vomit because they ate too much or because they're actually sick anymore. Now, they literally just vomit when they're angry. And they're cats, so it's like twice a week.
Oh, that's pretty good. They're only mad at you twice a week. That's
That's just whenever we happen to leave the house. No longer than work.
Thank you.
so maybe it's only they only hit you enough to throw up.
Yeah.
That's more
So there's a part here that says getting started, right? You'll pick a name, so that'll take about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll follow the instructions, so you'll like pick one from these lists to kind of define your general look.
Okay.
You'll pick one of these, which will give you the ratings that you'll plug in here, which will be added to your 2d6 roll for whatever.
Okay.
Then you will decide these moves over here. Like you'll pick 3 of these special flake moves, right? And those will be your moves. And then as you sort of level up, you can pick additional moves and stuff. And then on the back, you'll start like, once we get everybody here, we'll start connecting. We'll do the history stuff.
That's right.
Cool.
I did level up last.
Yeah, don't forget.
Because I thought about taking another move from another playbook, but that would require me looking at another playbook and then figuring out what I want and then writing it down on this sheet.
That's effort.
Because I only have one move. Well, I guess I have 2.
Okay, don't shut up, Leon. Good boy. Do the shutting up.
Oh, I finally figured out how the big whammy works now. It's essentially the same move as kick some ass, and it goes by the same rule set.
That's what I figured.
Okay.
But the difference is you use weird instead of toughness, and
Right.
you do magical damage that does Honor's armor.
Okay, yeah, alright. That makes sense.
So then you'll get damage every time you move.
Unless you're like attacking a deer that is sick that can't damage you.
Right.
Yeah, she microwaved a deer.
It had rabies.
And then a person.
It had rabies because she gave it.
She also had rabies. Rabies was a problem in Highland, California.
She gave it rabies while she was killing it.
There's just an outbreak of rabies. Don't worry about it.
Whoops, rabies. Somebody's holding one of Zach's cats and just... like those guns they have in the postal games.
Oh,
You
God,
just
yeah.
cock the cap.
There was a game that was that. Was it? Or was it a movie? It was like Laser Cat.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That was an SNL bit, wasn't
Yeah.
it? That was an SNL
Laser
short.
Cats.
Yeah, where they had the laser.
they even had Ripley's actor in one of them.
Sigourney Weaver.
It's going to be
Yeah, and like
Oh.
the second
Yeah.
time they did it or something.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I remember them like pumping
Pumping the cat.
cats. It was, It was.
So good. Because they just have like, for the intro for it, they've got like random footage of cats, and cats are just doing their own thing, and they have VFX over them like shooting lasers off at random directions.
It was the point where they wanted to make it look terrible
Mhm.
because they wanted to make it look like one of those stupid, cheesy sci-fi movies.
Yep.
And they did it really well. They got the look they were going for. Laser Cat 2.
And hopefully with minimal effort.
Yeah, or really tame cats that were just like, what are you pumping?
I think they use stuffed animals for the actual action.
Just like really passive cats. 'Cause I do know cats who are really.
No cats were harmed in the making of this.
They're just like,
Dare we call it a film?
once you pick them up, they're just okay. This is my life now.
Docile.
Cool.
Ooh. Too sharp, too weird.
I can use sharp instead of charm to manipulate people.
Nice.
I know anytime someone's lying to me, and I can act all crazy to avoid being noticed. If I get
Wait, how does that work?
so, when you act all crazy to avoid something, roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, you're regarded as unthreatening and unimportant. On a 7 to 9, pick one, unthreatening or unimportant. On a miss, you draw lots of attention.
Nice.
You're either like the hobo on the street or like the surveyor who just everybody's like. No.
Anybody have a minute to talk about the environment?
And
What about our
nobody
Lord Jesus
stops.
Christ? Anybody have copies of the Watchtower for everybody?
Why are you running?
I've been referring to as I was doing my notes earlier today for this adventure. I've been referring to this group internally as the Prod Squad
Prod Squad.
because
It
you
makes it
guys
sound
like
like rapists.
regularly bug the shit out of NPCs, especially you. It's like, hey, you want to? Okay, now I'm gonna make a trip. Now I'm gonna give you syphilis. Like now I'm gonna wave trapped worms in front of your face. So whether or not you take that on as an official name for your group, that's up to you. But that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'll always be thinking.
I heard it and first thought cattle prod. I'm like, all right, how are you going with this?
In a way, yeah.
We just poke
I
things
mean,
a lot.
it is quite electrifying, you know. All the STDs.
What is a garrote?
It's
It's
the like
choke
the piano
wire,
wire.
the piano
right?
wire.
Choke
Yeah.
wire.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the universe, I've only gave one person syphilis.
Well, you only have to do it once to get the reputation of the person who gives people magical syphilis. It's not like a 3 strikes and you're out kind of scenario. You murder one guy, and all of a sudden you're a murderer.
You make him drop keys once, and he gets eaten by this monstrous,
Sort of a murder by
gelatinous
proxy.
ooze, and it's all your fault.
That was that episode never went. That episode wasn't aired. Yeah, that was
So
lost
as far
in the
as if we were in a combat situation, what does our general range versus close look like?
I get close and hurt things.
I would imagine, as they rather large.
I think Rachel and I both have handguns.
I believe so. Yeah.
You've got a shotgun, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got your magic bullshit.
So long
You
range,
can
long
do
range,
range.
long range.
I mean, I got
Close
a
range,
shotgun
close
and a
range.
knife.
very close range.
Last time I threw a makeshift.
I mean, you
But,
probably shouldn't be
also-
close range to the kind of things that you're fighting anyway.
Yeah,
Only Rebecca is only doing it because she's literally like
a monster.
a monster. Yeah.
I don't have an excessive amount of far options.
Just
Hunting rifle.
improvise.
I have a crazy person with. Yeah, you could have a hunting rifle. It's
Sure.
really loud, but whatever.
And if
Easy to come by.
if you're in the United States, you go with those stupid open carry laws, you'll be good to go.
Damn.
See, you have it to shoot down those UFOs. You see,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
those weather balloons.
Yeah. Because
I'm going to shoot that balloon. and it's going to come
a
down.
22 is definitely going to bring one of those suckers down.
A
Well,
22,
now
a
it's
hunting
just
rifle is
hunting
usually like a
drones.
30-06.
Well, that is. I'll
All
give you
the
that.
drones.
Yeah, you're a drone hunter. Yeah.
And I would have webbly gloves on because, of course, I would.
Hunting rifle might be a 30-06.
And
So I'm thinking if my character is a fusion of
we'd have a flashlight.
Mulder and
221.
Scully, I might have to tend more towards Scully because you seem like you're gonna be a
The
really
Mulder.
unhinged Mulder.
What? Mulder.
I'm wearing a rumpled suit. Thank you very much. I look very.
Like Mulder let himself go. Like there was like a 2-week bender where he was just like, aliens, man, fuck.
Actually, the aliens guy was kind of what I was seeing in my head.
Oh, the Greek guy with the
Yeah.
aliens. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Always
it's
good.
The guy, the history show guy, because he always looks like he has clothes that might be nice if he tried, and hair that.
it's like Mulder if he stopped to think about the things in his life once. Like just sitting there in his apartment with like scotch, thinking like, remember that time when that guy who like could like contort himself to get into ventilation shafts and eat people's like kidneys? Do you remember that part? Remember when we did that? Drink.
Remember when there was a part 2 to that episode?
So he was basically an octopus.
Yeah.
It's one of the earlier
Yeah, that's
episodes.
what he-
Like
Season 1, I think.
Yeah, in the
Mulder,
first season,
if-
there's that first
if
part.
he'd spent another
So good.
like couple of years without Scully getting really
Right.
close to the lone gunman instead.
All right,
They were
when
in
you
some
get
kind of
here, wait
weird
for everyone to catch up.
polyamorous relationship.
And then you do the history.
I mean, the gunman.
Oh yeah, I needed a name.
There's
There.
got to be something holding them together. Whether that's sweet, sweet love, I don't know.
Wait for everyone to catch up.
Hey,
Go around the group.
Go die.
On your turn, introduce Flake by name and look until the group
Go on.
doesn't know about you.
Go away.
You may die now.
Go to another family.
What did to me?
We're done with it.
Keep flipping back and forth on
How
that.
did I go crazy?
I'm going to be getting close.
Is it my
as
fault?
well.
Was it my fault? It was probably my fault.
Now,
LSD!
now, some of those things you might want to, like, when you do your
LSD
history things,
makes
you
you
might
sane.
wanna go back to that.
I'm talking to aliens here.
I'm working through the, like, whose fault was it? And, like,
You're at the bottom.
number one.
Yeah, she's right at the top. Yeah,
Yeah, it's.
I'm gonna go with a
Do we
bad
not know
LSD
why
trip
it happened? No.
that I just assumed
There's Yumi.
that's
Or
just the way the
it could
world
be a
is.
connection of
Everything was
he
wrong
knows him.
before.
Your
And then
third eye
there
was
you go.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want it to be one
Bad
step?
LSD trip. I like
you want
it.
it to be 1 degree of separation or 2 degrees of separation?
You went to a spiritual wellness retreat in the Seattle outskirts and the forested areas, and you were given special couscous that was laced with LSD.
Or you went on a boat and it was accidentally the Scientology ship.
Oh no.
Then he would never be seen again.
Yeah.
You see, and that's why I'm going to wait till I retire to try LSD. So if I have a bad trip, I've only got like 10 years left anyway, and I'm retired, so it doesn't matter if I can't with a
True.
therapist.
Yeah, that's the time to do drugs.
Yeah.
You know, when you have no time left.
And you have literally nothing to lose, because what are you going to do between now and the rest of your life? Eventually you're going to die, so you're just trying new things.
You can either get on a shitty drip feed in General Hospital, or you can go to the quantum realm.
One of those sounds awesome.
So I had a friend in high school who's always like, if I had to do one really hard drug, I would make it PCP because you're virtually guaranteed to die when you take that. And it stops you from feeling all pain, so you just have a really intense trip until you
Right.
don't anymore.
Yeah. Well, then there's the possibility that, you know, you get on your feet and you're out there and you're like jacking it in public and people are like shooting you and you're like invincible. And, you know, it's just a big news item.
End
Like,
of Scarface.
But you'll
You
be
want something
dead,
quieter.
so who cares?
well, still though.
And so, yeah, and you never know the
Stupid
directions
accents.
drugs go in the future. I mean, we're testing ecstasy for PTSD now, so that's a thing.
apparently ketamine works for depression and also overheating issues, as I read. So
Okay,
You know.
so
It's too bad virtually every non-prescription drug that I tried just ends up fucking me up in some new, weird, and terrible way.
you should try ketamine.
no, if it
Great.
makes you feel any better, some of the prescription drugs that I take do the same thing. I just pay more for them.
Ah, yes, excellent.
I've had that happen with Wellbutrin
middleman.
and Vicodin, sort of. It just made me immediately dead exhausted. We had the same discussion the last session.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about some.
But like actual recreational drugs outside of alcohol, it's usually just not good.
Bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad trip.
That means you just got to get high on life.
I try that, but the
Or
cereal gets
actual-
stuck in my nose.
I have depression.
think you're
and I
doing
can't
it
do
wrong.
that.
Yeah, he meant the board game.
Don't you? You just got to go on like a juice cleanse.
I gotta start doing yoga.
Yeah, do some yoga, get on a juice cleanse.
You're just juicing a ham at that point.
Get married, have
Wait,
sex with
see,
your
there
yoga
you go, I
instructor,
gotta-
divorce,
I-
get married
I
again.
combine the yoga and the juicing.
Wait,
the
what
juicing
is
things when I'm doing
what is
yoga.
the
Naked yoga is a thing. You can give that a try.
what's the fucking? Hold on, I gotta.
This sounds bad for therapists, but my wife's dad has seen a therapist in the small town they go to, and she decided to stop being a therapist so she could have like a naked yoga studio.
Alright, everybody listen to Hannibal.
What should I do next? Get yourself together, man. Move to Philly. File off. Start a noise band. Get 6 or 7 roommates. Eat hummus with them. Book some gigs. Paint. Smoke clothes. Listen to Animal Collective. Start some type of salsa company.
So they're both high at that point, right? Because they're having the talk.
I don't know.
With that show, we will never
You'll
know.
never know. I've seen several episodes of that show. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are that many.
So it's always some combination.
Four.
It's always some combination
people.
when that specific context comes around. When people are like, "What should I
So
do?" I always think
all
of that,
three.
and then the monologue from Train Spotting. You know, choose life. Choose a car. Choose a fancy refrigerator. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna use that one. No, I'm not gonna do that one.
Check my phone just in case. Come on, go away. Go. Leave the house.
Okay. Okay, like that one. So a lot of these bank on you guys being crazy people.
I mean,
I mean, it works.
in our own way, right?
Yeah.
Or it's just how you think we're crazy.
Nah, some of these are like members of the same support group, fellow freaks you met through a cryptozoology course and conspiracy theory websites.
Some of us are part of your same support group because we're your sponsor.
I think I'm in the cryptozoology thing because
You're literally a crypto.
Yep. What do they know about me?
You're both. You're secretly a cryptid. You're crypto-cryptid.
And then some of the boring things like, oh, a close relative.
Yeah,
Got
I
plenty
mean,
of those.
I don't want to do that.
You've got to be careful how you mix and match those.
yeah.
Well, I'm trying to avoid the boring ones. So the ones I really like are they're somehow tied to it all.
Mm.
You've been keeping an eye on them, and the signs all pointed to you working together. So you found them.
Yeah, because Yumi is already my younger sister.
Yeah.
Foster.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Possibly
then I
adopted
think
is
Rachel
what
and I are cousins.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm starting to run out of history, so if you choose close relation with me,
Nah.
I might have to choose you are romantically obsessed with them, and that would get weird.
Would you rather be a fellow freak or someone that I met through conspiracy theory websites?
I'm imagining the cryptozoology one.
That's the same one, yeah.
Ah, yeah, that one then.
Cool. So we'll put.
I feel like you and I probably run in about the same circles as well.
I could
You're
see
a
the
fellow
support
freak. I
group.
like it.
One of my moves is fellow believer. People understand you've also known strangeness. Bystanders will talk to you about weird things they would not trust another hunter or mundane official to believe.
I like it. Yeah, fellow, because I have fellow freaks that would fit that, or you went through hell together. Maybe a monster, maybe time in an institution, whatever it was that bound you together. And now you have total trust when it comes to this stuff.
I feel like probably fellow freak. I don't think I'm
don't
that
tr-
experienced yet.
Well, and I don't think that the trust bit.
He's
Yeah.
your lone gunman. All three of them in one.
Oh God, that's too much.
He's got a board.
Because the support group could be
Could be a lot of-
could be the
Outside of giving people syphilis,
workforce sending
what do the
you.
two of you do?
I'm a crook, so
I mainly screw with people.
She's
yeah.
a teenage
No.
girl.
We're not talking about giving people syphilis.
She's a teenage girl. She doesn't really have any other hobbies.
Oh, you're actually a teenager.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Just pulled from school and is on a road trip / education.
Yeah. Very literal.
Yep. What is your character's name?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Like, some of my things that have come up in the histories was my gym teacher was being a dick,
Could
so I
always
gave
be
him
old
syphilis
friends.
magically. And
I
one
could be
time
Harvey.
at Hot Topic, I used my powers to like strip
Because even
the clerk.
I have some
Yeah.
of them I put as shared, so like this one could be pretty open. They know my criminal past, or you work with them as well.
Did the two of
I
you
could be
end
Harvey.
up? Yeah, I was gonna say, did the two of you end up in the same support group for like we've done crimes?
No, we went to the same institution. That
reintegrated.
institution was prison.
Nice.
I like it.
That's good.
Let's say Lance was there.
I may have to make you bloodkin because I don't have too many left. So
I have members of the same support group. I would go like it'd be super creepy even for me if the signs pointed to me working with a teenager, like because the last two that I really want to use, I have the signs all pointed to working together. So you found them and now you work together, and they're somehow tied to it all. So you're keeping an eye on them. Save the cheerleader.
Save
the world.
Not a cheerleader. She's more like a goth. Save the goth, maybe save the world.
or doom it.
All right.
She's actually the one dooming it.
So we're keeping an eye on her
Sounds
character.
more like What's the character? That's the
You and I were institutionalized together somewhere. You're a fellow freak, and you're a cryptozoologist. And then
Heavy quotes around it.
it doesn't really matter
Yep.
what she does. The science all pointed us to working together, so I found her.
I mean, that makes
She is
sense.
a librarian, but the things that she procures are weird.
yeah. It's
Forbidden knowledge.
Yes.
she has
The
all the
dog.
connections to your theories.
You'll be a great fit for.
So I can ignore the rest of it, so I'm done. Cool.
There we go.
You met when you were each investigating separate mysteries. Tell them what trick you used to protect them from weirdness, and ask them how they saved you from a danger.
But do you have a name?
I haven't gotten there yet.
You're
That's
not
the
done
hardest
yet.
part.
45 minutes. That's minimum.
You know what?
You're Jeff Flake. The Jeff Flake, not like you happen to be the same name. You're Senator Jeff Flake.
Aliens History Channel guy's name is...
It's like Jusakis. It's something very Greek.
Giorgio.
But what's the last name?
Tsoukalos.
Yeah.
No, even the Giorgio is
Tsoukalos.
Giorg.
So that sounds a lot more Italian than
Well,
He's Swiss.
you know.
Swiss.
Oh,
I mean, Switzerland is
Right
right on
right
top
there.
of Italy.
Yeah, that's because it kind of looked like he had like the Italian like receding hairline, but just like poofed up.
you know how all Italians are balding.
All of them.
All of them. Especially the Sicilians, who you never cross.
Never cross a Sicilian.
How do you spell the name?
Giorgio.
Is that the spelling you're going with?
Yeah, I'll need it as well. I have to record.
I'm just gonna Google it.
If you
But-
can read my writing.
Actually,
Yeah. Like, it's spelled like Giorgio Moroder. Okay.
Sure. I believe you. That's a person.
So you just straight up taking his name.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right.
He does that quite a few times. Remember that, like the Tibetan.
The Tibetan monk?
And,
We just Googled the Tibetan monk.
Tsoukalos.
There you go.
Okay.
It's easier for me to find crazy people than it is to come up with a name.
a lot of Taiwanese people as well.
And if you ever wonder what we look like, we just look like that.
Because it either had to be him or it had to be Charlie Day.
Hello. Hey.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get coffee.
Yeah. No. No. No.
Music.
Love you too. Bye. About how old is your character, Zach? Or literally the man, Giorgio Tsoukalos? Because I might as well just go whole hog.
We don't have ass things.
When they were already set in stone.
Yep.
We whole ass them.
41 years old.
40s, okay. I'm going to put a general 40s. And what would you describe as your profession or the thing that you do? Like, because I've listed Lance is a burglar, or was anyway.
Like, so what's your background?
Steven's character is an outdoors woman. Maria's an FBI weirdo.
I used to be a detective. Now I'm an alien hunter.
Ex-detective. Okay.
UFO hunter.
Ex-dick.
Yeah. I used to be a detective and now I hunt UFOs. Because that seems fitting.
Paranormal activity.
What are aliens if not, the other man, but
Better in every way.
more astral?
Oh god, you're not an alien fucker, are you?
I don't know. I don't know.
He hasn't met
Oh
one
god.
yet. He's keeping his options open.
I feel like when you close the doors before you've seen what's on the other side, you're just depriving yourself of experiences.
It's 2019, guys. Come on.
Come on, let's get real. It's the 21st century. Come on.
No sleeping with the evidence.
Fine.
Wait until it's no longer evidence. Then you can sleep.
The statute of limitations expired. Well, Rachel's on her way. I don't know if you're able to tell.
During high school, some of us German students went on an exchange trip to Europe. One of the kids in our group was named Miles, so we called him Kilometers while we were staying in Europe.
Yep. Somebody used that for a
He's a supervillain.
Spider-Man. Both Peter Parker and Miles Morales go to France and meet their doppelganger versions of themselves. And one of them is Kilometers.
Yep. I remember seeing that joke has been passed around this week a lot.
Can you hold this so when I bump the table,
Kilometers
I'll
Morales. Yeah, that's a traditional like
Okay.
French.
Latin name, right?
I don't-
Kilometer.
I'm trying to remember. I think it's
If I'm
like
going to turn it right up against
like-
the leg, that gives you another space back there.
Peter Parkour or something like that.
Peter Parker, yeah. Peter Parker.
Was Peter Parker's French doppelganger.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I have Us now. Is it worth the effort to watch it?
Have what?
Us. The
The new Jordan
Peele
Peele
movie?
movie. This,
The Peele movie?
Oh,
Have any of us
I've
actually
heard
seen it?
I've heard it's good. I have not seen
Like,
it.
I was super surprised that I got Us a week before I got Captain Marvel, given that Captain Marvel was in theaters 2 weeks before Us.
we were on Plex. We were on your server last night, and we saw that, and immediately Rachel was like, "I have to watch this." But I was like, "My brain is not working right now. I need something that's going to be like low key. Like I have to be." So we watched Ant-Man and the Wasp. But yeah, I think given the response to it, I think it's fair. You probably ought to watch it. Yeah.
No doubt I feel like a heroin addict. It was like, here, take as much heroin as you want and you won't die. No doubt is amazing.
Yeah.
If I was religious, that's what I imagine heaven would be like.
Just unlimited.
The imagination's a little limited there. I'm going to be honest.
I mean, I haven't had a daddy cap for a very, very long time. I've had a daddy cap for a very, very long time. And by that I mean for longer than like a year.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, there's something I was going to ask you. Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. Alright, let me put up my Discord thing.
The new Swamp Thing? Yeah. Rachel's read a lot of those comics. She likes it. Especially the Alan Moore run of Swamp Thing. So
I've always heard people talk about
she's
that.
going to be interested in that series that came out, which is apparently good.
Is Swamp Thing a TV show or a movie?
Yeah, it's a TV show. It's one of those. Well,
Okay.
there has been a Swamp Thing movie, if I remember correctly. But
There's been 2 of them. Yes.
yeah, the one that's coming out on the DC Universe app. It's like where Doom Patrol is.
Oh yeah, I got that, didn't I?
Yes, thank you, by the way. I want to watch that. But yeah, Swamp Patrol's rolling out on that. And Swamp Patrol.
Swamp Thing TV show.
Swamp Thing is rolling out on that. And I know Rachel will be interested. Swamp Patrol.
Just so many flies.
It's just a bunch of people with like Wellingtons walking. God, this sucks. So fucking hot.
just like spraying themselves with like
Every 5
DDT all
seconds.
the time.
And then the season finale is like, you will have cancer. I'm sorry. You were using DDT. You know that's bad, right?
We watched Instant Family the other day. That was better than I
I
expected.
have no idea what you're talking about.
What was it? Oh, it's
a movie.
Indeed, I suppose.
It's a movie about this rich couple that becomes foster to adopt family, and they end up with 3 siblings, and it's surprisingly accurate as to A, how shitty foster kids can be because they have a terrible lives.
Oh, no.
And B,
No,
how shitty
yeah.
the court everything is.
I am vaguely familiar. I am getting like a poster and a shitty trailer for it right now.
Yeah. It was much better than I expected it to be.
Do you want attention or not?
Though I probably appreciated it more because of the accuracy of how bad things were.
Right.
Oh, 'cause of your
Right.
perspective.
That's why I enjoyed Ant-Man and the Wasp, because of my work in the particle physics department.
That's it.
I did not enjoy that as much as the first Ant-Man.
Really? Because I was the exact opposite. I thought the first Ant-Man was like really tepid. I thought it was restrained, and it showed kind of a lack of confidence. And I thought Ant-Man and the Wasp was like, we got a budget now. People didn't hate the last thing that we did.
I think the timing was part of it, because when I watched Ant-Man, I was just bored with Marvel movies because it was like
And it was a good palate cleanser.
it was
yeah.
different.
That'll do it. Yeah.
And so I think the timing mattered a lot there. Whereas
Well-
Ant-Man and the Wasp, it wasn't really different.
I think it was in the wake of Infinity War, right? It's sort of a palate cleanser, right?
Yeah.
Either way, it was better than Ant-Man. I was really tepid on, but Ant-Man and the Wasp was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's still not.
Could have also been
Like,
your statement.
Please rush out and go watch Ant-Man and the Wasp right now.
Immediately.
But if you're going to watch all the Marvel movies, like, skip the fucking Thor movies,
You
except
could also-
except for Ragnarok.
Yeah.
You can skip the second Avengers movie too.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
That
awful.
has some.
Age of Ultron was pretty bad.
It has
I
a
don't-
couple of good
I don't
scenes.
know if it was. No, I don't. I don't agree with
I'm
that.
still not over
It's like on number 3 on
Wanda's brother.
the
I don't
worst.
remember his name.
Quicksilver,
He was supposed to be like
Maximoff, something like that.
yeah, he was supposed to be what, like 17, and he's very clearly like 35 years old.
Yeah, and steroided up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Casting.
I'm not saying that there were missteps. I'm just saying I think people are overly harsh on that movie.
On an unrelated note, those two actors played husband and wife in the original Godzilla movie.
That's right, in the 2000s. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yay for incest. That was the point of it. That was the whole
Also,
thing.
I really enjoyed the T'Challa Black Jeopardy SNL skit, and then I'm very happy.
Right.
Because that's something like when they at the end they're talking about he's when he's finally getting the things, he's talking about Karen bringing her shitty ass, not well seasoned potato salad to your party,
Yeah,
and
I remember
it was
that
just
now.
this is how my wife cooks. This is why I cook.
Yeah. Hey,
Katie thinks that a pinch of salt and 3 pounds of
Shut up.
hamburger means you have salty hamburger.
there is a kind of algebraic logic to that. Yeah.
She's wrong.
I mean,
I'm not saying it works. I'm just saying
it increased
I can
the
see-
saltiness, but not by much.
She just thinks that it's she is very sensitive to flavors and things, I guess, and I like really strongly flavored things.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
That's why I cook.
Will you like start a Cajun restaurant and then just make sure that she eats Soylent all the time, and you're good to go, right?
Blow the lid off your taste buds.
Are you talking about the Cajun
close it.
restaurant or the Soylent?
Depends.
Yeah, the soy I was thinking it's just gonna coat
Because
it.
if you're drinking,
It just-
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're drinking Soylent, that's not really blowing your taste buds out of the
No,
sky.
it just-
It's more like
Coats them and then
kind
you
of putting
just
them in a
can't do it.
thick sort of astroturf.
No
Yeah.
plot twist. If you're poor enough, you have to drink Soylent. Really, the Soylent's just slowly dissolving you to make you the next round of Soylent.
It's true. Yeah, it's made of
Leon.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Fallout storyline.
Damn it. I was like,
Almost.
Boy.
Like, I mean, sometimes if
I
can
swear there was a
actually get him
time
to
where he
engage-
wasn't
Yes.
always whining. Am I
Yes.
imagining
Yes.
that? Did I
No,
just-
you're not imagining.
No,
No.
that's not a thing. Always.
You don't remember the
before
time?
Look, it
There was no before time. In the beginning, there was Leon fucking whining.
there was the 5 minutes and done. Leon.
Yeah.
Like he would
He's
fall
gotten
asleep.
stamina. He's trained himself.
Well, that's the thing. Apparently,
He's done
He
his.
took his balls
apparently,
away.
when you remove their testicles, you give them superhuman annoyance abilities.
Yeah, he's done his.
Oh boy. I think he's. I took him out earlier, not just now, but then a couple of like an hour ago. And I think he was trying to get into some animal had like put a sort of getting a tunnel or something in and put like a nest in there with these little like it must have been like mice or rats, I don't know, something like that. And he had found it and was like literally like chucking newborns out of the fucking thing. He was like, "Hey, cool." The first time, like an hour ago, I looked at it. I was like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "No, let's go." But then earlier, he got one of those things out because I was going over there to look like, "What the hell is this thing?" And one of them was actually like whining and moving around, and I was like, "Well, fuck, we're not going anywhere near that."
oh god.
So maybe he's just agitated, like, "No, let me go out and fucking
I want to murder.
genocide these animals." I don't know.
I found something that makes me feel strong.
Yeah, to
Babies.
compensate for the balls. Yeah.
I need to get my testosterone somehow.
That speaks to an odd, uncomfortable truth, doesn't it? I don't feel masculine enough. Let me kill.
It was Fast and Furious is what I was thinking of. It was like, this could be your testosterone supplement.
Okay.
Like instead of taking
I was
like over the
very
skin.
interested in the connection you were drawing with Fast and the Furious. I was wondering how you were going to close that loop.
That's all I thought of this was just a testosterone supplement. Though testosterone doesn't always make people aggressive.
Those dogs were originally used for hunting badgers.
Yep.
Badgers and mice and other small animals.
Badgers are fucking big and mean, though.
Yeah.
But they're also probably bigger.
Sure, we probably bred them to be smaller and
Yeah,
bigger.
for the good old inbreeding for design.
We ruin natural selection. For better or for worse.
I learned a thing the other day, the difference between gophers, woodchucks, muskrats, and what's the third one? Groundhogs.
What's the difference?
Woodchucks and groundhogs are the same thing.
Okay.
Muskrats are like aquatic,
And they have good grip.
and gophers they're like. I think muskrats and groundhogs are like about the same size. They're about neon size, maybe a little smaller. They're surprisingly big rodents. And then gophers, I think, are more of like guinea pig size, and they have like really thick whiskers and ugly teeth. I saw one of them. The reason I looked at it was I saw one of them by the roadside while I was driving around for my job. I was about to mess with Steven about it, and then I realized I don't know what the fuck that thing is.
Right, yeah. You look at it and you're like, what is this? What am I
I saw
seeing?
Yeah.
Raccoon?
An unidentified organic being.
A large rodent.
You know, an oob. There's the noise that it was making because I ran it over with my car.
It's just like Pokemon.
They say their name?
Yes. That would have made
Sorry.
it easy.
I'm remembering that. I think it was like a YouTube video or a Vine or something like that, where they were doing, you know, the thing after all the Pokemon animated series, where they were like, "Who's that Pokemon?" and they show you the outline.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
It's like it's Pikachu. And it's like it's Clefairy. God damn it! Just the pure rage as this guy was just shouting at this screen. It's Jigglypuff. God damn it!
I remember being so excited as a kid when I get them right.
Yeah.
Well, someone was like, "It's Diglett, viewed from above."
Right. It's a cubist interpretation of Cubone. Oh, of course. Yes, he's been fed.
Thank you. Oh, I take it he's been super fun for you tonight.
He's been whiny and annoying, and I think he was trying to murder, like, newborn mice earlier.
What?
I don't know. There was some kind of, like, weird, hairless, pale creatures that were in a small
Outside,
burrow.
not in our house.
Yes, outside. Sorry, outside.
Throw them in
Fuck, man. Okay.
Which I had to drag him away from so
That's
he wouldn't,
awful.
eat them. I know.
And I'm really glad it wasn't me,
Yeah.
because I would cry.
Yeah, I know.
Hi.
If I had to guess, it was probably not mice, rabbits, but
I don't know. See,
Probably no, because the rabbits
hard
are
to tell
usually
when
in a
they're little.
hole. Like,
yeah,
They were
he
like-
said it was in a hole.
was it in a hole?
yeah,
Yeah.
Leon was like nosing in, and there was. Yeah.
But was it
It
more
could
like a
be
tunnel?
rabbits.
Did he get one?
I couldn't see. I didn't go all the way over there because I didn't want him
Because
to.
I know rabbits, it tends to be more just like a divot in the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I saw was that these things are about like
Just like
yay
be careful when
big.
you're mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
Did he get any?
Yeah, I got one.
For a little bit.
He got one and then pulled another one out. I
You're
think
an
I
asshole.
think that one's still alive. But the first one was like not moving.
I know it's your instincts or whatever, but you're still an asshole, and I don't like you.
All the whining and peeing on the carpet, but now this is where we draw the line.
Yes, now
Now
he's
you're
an
an
asshole.
Murder? Yeah.
Yes.
It was only
Cannibal
one
murder?
rabbit.
I'm
Yes.
surprised he still has hunting instincts.
Yes.
They're ingrained in there
Yeah.
pretty deep.
I was hoping the neutering would help.
I guess I
It's
always
still-
think of cats as being the more like
hunters.
hunter
Yeah.
aggressive.
Because it can even
Watching
just be
cats
like playful. It's not
the
like that
coolest thing.
aggressive instinct. Oh, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna have some fun now.
Fucking
Yeah.
terrified.
So
Yeah.
with their hunting
Yeah, I think
instincts.
you're right there. It's probably more just, fun movie things to play with. Whereas cats will be like, I have to kill.
Yeah, he didn't. When he was out there, it didn't seem like he wasn't like
yeah,
crazy aggressive. It was just like, what's this?
playful.
Oh,
Yeah.
flip it out.
kind of like a toy.
Unfortunately, they were dying in the process.
Yeah.
So
Because even my dog did that, and we had neutered her like
Kelly's
as a
old,
pup. So
Kelly's old boss used to have this massive dog.
using male pronouns for
Yes.
Giorgio, I assume.
I think Giorgio's a guy.
Fair enough.
Kelly
I
used
don't
to-
know how he identifies,
I mean,
man.
hey.
I mean,
Let's look it up.
alien.
He could be
Okay,
alien.
he's-
wait,
he's pure
how
energy.
weird is your Hold on.
I don't know. I'll show you a picture.
He's
we got
hairspray.
this. We got this.
you
Concentrated hairspray.
you
Do I
probably
need
know.
coffee first?
Always.
You ever watch the History Channel?
Is it the aliens, guys?
Yeah.
the aliens, guys?
It's literally the
It's
aliens.
literally the aliens guy.
So, I'm glad you guys waited until I got here because I was fairly certain with Zach in the mix and not without me, you guys might all.
It's the aliens guy. So he used to be a detective,
Okay.
and then he had a bad LSD trip, and now he hunts UFOs. And looks
So,
like that.
you guys are like BFFs? Is that what you're telling me?
So,
I made the
They're,
joke.
they're enablers of each other.
Mulder, and then the lone gunman rolled
All
into
three
one.
in one person.
so we know each other through
Okay.
cryptozoology sites and conspiracy theory things.
Cryptozoology. Okay.
That's
White-
the thing.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Um,
What do they know about?
She
One
is
thing about
somehow
me,
tied to
literally.
it all, and
That's
so I
a
have to
good
keep an
point.
eye on her.
Okay, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Have they
She
packed
is
some
somehow
fat
just
on,
tied
on
to it
those
all.
cave
The
drawings?
conspiracy theorist.
That does not look like me.
Is Lance deeply
We
attracted
were
to-
institutionalized together.
Oh, cool.
Prison.
Fantastic.
We are fellow freaks.
That's true. It says institutionalized. It doesn't say
and
mental
the
institution.
signs all pointed to us working together.
That's
so I found
why I
it.
went with that. Institution.
And what about you and Rebecca?
Cryptozoology.
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 Oh, okay. I thought that was okay. Right. So,
Cryptozoologist,
Okay.
fellow freaks. She's somehow tied to it all, so I'm paying attention. We were institutionalized, and I thought that you seemed important, so I just came and found you, and now we work together.
oh, cool. I'm sure Jules loves that.
Yeah.
All the
So,
unwanted extra attention.
Have the rest of you
It's definitely my fault. I definitely gave him your number.
done your history connections to
Bam.
Giorgio? by the way?
I have not.
We need to figure that
I
out.
have.
Okay.
Giorgio Sukalos. What is your pronoun?
None of them
Me?
really work
Oh,
well.
you're looking for him.
Because here's what I've got. You're a bloodkin. Tied together exactly what. You are married, romantically involved. That would be creepy.
Oh, nope.
Since you're a teenager? Ooh, nope. Hard no.
You're old friends. You trust each other completely. No.
I could see that because if he's my
Ye-
friend,
Hey.
he'd have been around the house a lot.
Hey,
Probably.
we've been on the road a lot. You had to watch a lot of History Channel to get your education. An old friend.
Or you hope they can help you control your powers.
He also has a pretty high weird, so
I have a weird of 2. And a sharp of 2.
Now, it does say hope. It doesn't say, like, think rationally that can happen. You know?
I think we're going to go with bloodkin. Yeah. We're related.
Distantly related.
Everybody in this group is fucking related.
You're like that uncle nobody likes
Yep.
to talk about.
I like not being related to anyone.
So,
Yeah, we're
like,
cousins.
That uncle?
Oh God, why?
I don't like
Cool.
Please don't tell me History Channel aliens guy is secretly ripped.
That would
So
be,
he
that would be
actually used
uncomfortable.
to.
that'd be like the cocaine or the meth working right there.
I
He
think
was-
math would make you worse.
Gives you a lot of time to
There's
like
only one way to find it.
improve yourself.
Also gives you
But you're
feelings.
doing math, so you're not improving yourself.
Yeah.
So he used to be a sports promoter and a bodybuilder.
Oh my God.
He has a bachelor's in sports and communications.
Of course he
He
does.
speaks 6 languages.
Well, he's from Europe. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially
Possibly
if he's
speaks
actually
Klingon.
Swiss.
Yeah,
So he's a nerd. Check.
because there is like 6 official languages.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
He likes his meme.
Missed you.
Okay.
I could see that.
Very self-aware.
Yeah.
His hair is intentional.
That's odd that you have
Does
to.
somebody have
It's
somebody
odd that
like
you have to clarify that.
Do,
Yeah.
do you put product in it to make it like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he accepts that people think he's crazy and goes with it.
Cool. It's good.
I think you have to.
He has a good self-image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like a self-aware shitty video game.
There's some nuggets of good writing in there.
So you could.
Let's not think about Giorgio's nuggets.
I wasn't. Ew.
Internal or external.
So we could be taught by the same master.
He keeps them in his hair.
AKA yourself.
Speaking of which, I think you have the title for this particular recording.
You could know about some of my dark secrets.
Giorgio's
Not my
nuggets.
fault.
Or you could be my student, apprentice, ward, or child.
Yeah, no. If there's any chance at all that your secrets existed anywhere in the world of information at all ever, I would have found them before I came and creeped on you. Because it literally says the signs all pointing to working together, so you found them, and now you work together.
So he's probably your student.
All right. No. That's probably the one. You know something about me.
That's much more stalker.
And I'm just like constantly on the verge of telling you to shh.
No, I can act crazy enough that people just don't pay attention to me if they need to hide.
All right, great.
And I can manipulate people with sharp.
I still don't think I understand how being crazy helps you avoid.
Because they just
like,
ignore you.
Well, it's the thing.
it's crazy.
It's like that willing invisible field where I mean it sucks, but like how people react to the homeless and the indigent, right? Where it's like they know they're there, but they don't like interact with them.
I don't see because I've acted weird in public, and somebody fucking called the cops on me. So like,
Well, you are violent.
You failed your roll.
You rolled a 6 or below.
Think of it like in New York City, right? Comparatively, like somewhere like here, you do something weird out in the streets.
okay, yeah, New York makes way more sense.
Yeah.
This could be somebody like shouting about the apocalypse
It's
and like
become
pissing in
so
a phone
norm.
booth. And you're just like, oh.
No, to be honest,
This
here,
is fine.
even walking downtown, like if someone just starts swearing at me, I just like when I worked at 610, that was pretty
I
par
was-
for the
Yeah, but
course.
you don't have human feelings, so that's...
I was
Yeah,
in.
it's the statistics of population.
This was in Fort Wayne. This was on IPFW's campus. So
PCP.
It's always the drugs.
I was stressed, and they had one of those trees on their campus that had like the really peely bark. And so I was like, I'm gonna do this to de-stress for a while. It's just kind of mindless, repetitive motion. And somebody must have seen me and thought, wow, she looks like she's gonna go on a murderous rampage, and sent 2 cops after me.
Did they bring you a hot beverage?
No, but they illegally detained me.
To be fair, you were flaying a tree a lot.
It's a public property tree. I can do whatever I want.
Including flaying it?
The tree didn't want
They
you.
agreed after they'd like held me and ran my license plate or my license, my driver's license. That they were like, so you aren't actually doing anything illegal, and we're gonna go away now.
Right.
I'd been like standing there like trying not to cry for like 10 minutes while they were doing a background check on me. And I was like, oh my god.
I'm sorry, ma'am. We have
Not quite
we've run the data,
eco-terrorist,
and
yeah.
you look white enough. So
You're
going to
free
leave,
to go.
We're going to leave
I'm
you alone.
surprised it didn't get worse when I handed them my driver's license, because then they could see my name.
No.
Yeah. No, the kicker was I wasn't able to record any of it because when I reached for my phone, they reached for their guns. Yeah.
The worst. Oh.
Fuck, man.
Like at the end of it, they're like, yeah, you can go back to peeling bark off the tree, it's fine. And I was like, I'm not fucking going near that tree ever again. I almost died.
Now I kind of want to peel bark off a tree.
It is very therapeutic as long as people don't call the fucking cops on you.
Don't be mean to the tree, though.
See, not so good for the tree.
Yeah, the tree's kind
That's
of
some
important. right now.
eco-terrorism.
I mean, if you're looking up for like a trumped-up charge, that's a way to go.
Well, it's... I don't know what variety of tree it is, but it's the one that, like, it sheds its bark.
Yeah.
I speak for the trees.
So I'm not going up to,
The
like, an
trees just
oak
say,
tree and grabbing just huge sections of it and ripping.
You just gotta climb the tree and on a
So
sycamore
it's the
where it
tree
also,
version of a snake.
Yeah, kind of. It's
It's not quite like the birch. It's
I would never go up to
Kirby's.
a fucking
Human?
oak tree or
Just peel
whatever
off
and
the stem?
start just ripping segments off of
because
it.
I know it's a natural.
I think it's when you start eating it. I think that's. I think that is a.
That's why they
that's a
call the cops.
coppable offense.
Shouldn't have eaten
That's
the bark.
fair.
At that point, I think like let's.
I might need to get like my blood checked at that point.
Yeah.
Could be eating some fungus off the tree
Yeah.
and causing the zombie apocalypse.
Fungus would be more like Last of Us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the cordyceps.
That's what they're called. I keep
Another thing I
forgetting.
learned the other day was
So rough.
I have to pull up a picture for
man.
this. Yes. I was on delivery, and I saw a tree that looked like this.
You have a pregnant tree?
That tree is dummy thick.
That's just the tree. It's not anything
Just
attached
got
to
beer
it.
belly.
It is
Quit
the
making
tree.
It's American.
Is that just how it grew? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So that's bark, is what that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's wood. And then I went and I looked it up, and
It's going to
know
birth
how-
a tree nymph.
You know how sometimes like two trees can like
This is
merge
fine.
together?
I thought you two
I found
trees
the
love each
Wikipedia
other.
page for it. It's called a
Two trees love
burl,
each other very much.
and it happens when a tree has undergone some kind of
They
trauma,
invite
and it
parties
just
like
grows
these.
weirdly.
to help,
Okay.
you know,
But the Wikipedia page was a
Like
trip
having
to
a
scroll
baby.
through because it's got like, description. Okay, uses, which is kind of weird. Poaching,
Sure.
and I was like, what the hell is this? It's a deformed tree. Why are people poaching it? And it turns
Because
out
it's
it's very valuable
different.
for like furniture
yeah,
and
because
bowls
it's
and
probably
things.
like super.
Well, I guess so,
dense.
because
It's
it's...
dense and it's got a weird shape.
Yeah.
So did they just cut off the pregnant belly and leave the rest of the tree? Or...
Let's not say pregnant.
It's a
just
huge
a
problem
food
in the
baby.
redwood
It's
forests.
a food baby.
Did they cut off the really fat belly? Is that
Let's say
better?
growth. How about that?
Yeah, they do.
Abscess?
It's a huge problem
Sure.
in the redwood forest. People will
Does
come
it
up
have a
with
heartbeat?
chainsaws and slice huge sections off these trees, which is
Because we have
really
so many
bad for
redwoods
them.
around.
Yep.
That's like plastic surgery.
Except they don't stitch you back up afterwards.
Got a nice face
Well,
there.
your insurance
We're
ran
just
out
gonna
after
take
the
it.
plastic surgery.
It'd be a shame if something
Something
happened.
happened to it. We're gonna make sure nothing happens to it by taking it.
Put
We'll
it in
preserve it forever in
I-
this table.
I know I've seen them before, but
Put
they
in
usually look
concrete.
like, they're kind of
People love
smallish.
it.
I've never
A
seen
little
one that was
rough.
perfectly spherical.
You can have a great face. We're gonna put it in a plastic jar. We're gonna bury it in a
gonna
boiler
put-
land, Panama.
We put so much coffee on it.
Cafefe, I think. We're gonna preserve it
Thank
in
you.
cafefe.
We're gonna
put
love
it
cafefe.
inside of Winnebago.
It's the
We're gonna
best.
drive that
Only the
Winnebago
best.
to the border between the United States and Mexico. Make sure that it's on top of the wall.
I'm kind of torn. On one hand, it's just this
Just an NPC we're gonna meet.
smorgasbord of things to
God.
make fun of. On the other hand,
And
I don't know if we should
immediately
make fun of
killed,
demented
yeah.
people, even if they're the president.
Yeah,
don't
that would
make
be the
fun of
first person
people's
where we're
mental
like
illness,
all
Zach.
looking at Yumi, going
Not
like, "You
your-
gonna do it? You gonna do
Give him
it?"
the syphilis. Do
I'm a
it.
terrible human.
Okay.
I think Zoe's ready for bed, by the way, if you want to tell her.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and do
She
that.
apparently doesn't feel well.
I know. I checked the channel.
No fever then?
No.
I assumed you would tell me. Because you're a good dad.
What kind of cheese is this?
Gouda.
Yeah.
What's the really smelly?
Cheese?
Stilton.
No. It's in the original Munchkin. There's a card.
Oh.
I know there's a
Oh,
cheese that
the-
stinks so bad that you can't bring it on airplanes.
Weaponized cheese.
Oh god, what is that?
Near Wisconsin.
I know what you're talking about. It starts with an L, I think.
Lindenberg.
Yeah!
I want to find it someday so I can try.
There's some other ones that are like Lindbergh. Lindbergh.
But I have yet to find somewhere that sells it. Ooh, I wonder if somewhere online sells a sealed version.
I think there's a lot in Wisconsin.
Well, this fills. Amazon has everything, don't they?
I don't know if it's cheese.
Here, I'm gonna refill this plate.
They don't always sell like food products always
That's true. But
Unless
they do have an
it's,
Amazon
like, right.
grocery now.
packaged
Cheese might be
Limburger.
more likely.
Not
because it
bone
is
conduction.
self-preservative.
Yeah.
It is called Limburger,
Lindenberger cheese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
especially known for strong smell caused by the bacterium Brevibacterium linens.
Yeah, they literally rub the brine on. The
Holy hell, I
cheese.
can buy it online? What?
Like
That's just spread, though.
It's-
Amish country
it's a
Lindenberger
great,
spread. No, I
great
wanna
History
break-
Channel documentary.
It's literally green.
Or I guess it was probably just an episode
Oh, I'm
of
so excited.
like how it's made or something.
Can I get any of these
What else
delivered tomorrow?
Maybe not tomorrow.
I'm so used to having everything.
It's after 6 p.m., so probably not
Yeah.
tomorrow.
And it's a Sunday, so some of them don't process on Sundays.
Yeah.
So Amazon only sells the spread and then a 4-pack of cheese for like $30. I want a 4-pack. I don't know if I'm gonna like it.
I think one of my favorite foods that I ordered on Amazon was some sake Kit Kats from Japan. Super delicious.
It is
Super delicious. There's so many flavors of Kit Kats that Japan has. I'm jealous.
That is really expensive shipping.
There's some like green tea ones. There's
I've had those before. Those are good.
what other ones were those?
$13 shipping.
Strawberry. There's-
Why do we have the most boring flavors?
I don't know.
$17.
What I've seen,
shipping.
Japan has about
Apparently-
every single flavor you can think of, but you know, they probably make less.
I
of
just need
each
to
one.
find a place that sells unlimited juice.
More likely to have
Still.
one run out.
But still, and a lot of limited runs.
Somebody say
Which is
Limburger
public.
juice?
Yeah,
Cheese.
Okay, you said cheese. All right. But I
Yeah.
heard juice, and I'm not.
Well, I think
That
I
doesn't
said
sound
juice
good.
because they rub like a brine on the cheese.
I mean, the brine, if you have a good cheese
bacteria?
brine, it's so good. It throws me for a loop though when I expect that it's a brine and it's just wax.
Cheese brine.
And so I take a bite assuming it's going to be like hardened cheese.
This is somehow the most disgusting thing we've talked about today.
And it's just wax. We talked about the ancient aliens guy testicles. And
Which
cheese
is
brine-
less gross than cheese brine.
Cheese brine
That's
is
the
where we-
scale we're working with.
Okay. So, now that everybody is everybody familiar with each other?
Oh, we haven't
I mean, the
fully gone
characters.
through names.
No.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. I think I also need to actually pick a history for you.
I mean,
Oh.
you.
Yeah, we've got... You tried to slay me, but you proved you were on the good side. Ask them what convinced them. Or, you are romantically obsessed with them. Ask them if they know, and if they reciprocate.
Just really into
They're
to
pushing
tan,
it.
weirdly ripped
Yes.
Swiss
Swiss
guys.
guys. Or, close relations, or distant descendant. Tell them which.
I think we have exhausted
Yeah,
the.
I am-
We're all related.
I'm scratching
trope.
that one
Yeah.
off. And then last, you fought together against the odds and prevailed. So no matter what, fighting is going on.
You pick 1 or 4.
Cool.
First of all,
Let's go 1.
Okay.
Which one is that?
They tried to slay you, but you
Oh.
proved you're on the side of good. I now have to ask you, what convinced you?
You introduced me to. You showed me a UFO.
I thought you were gonna say drugs.
That could also work.
Yeah,
I think it was drugs. I don't...
I don't think she showed you an actual UFO. I
Probably
think she
not.
showed you a blurry picture, and you were like, "That's it."
Yeah.
After you took the drugs.
Yeah.
Or, since he's a recent acquisition,
Because
showed him the crater in the ground from last time.
That's fair.
See,
fair,
and that
yeah.
would hook me.
Yeah.
It's technically a UFO.
Technically
Something
speaking,
used
yes.
it to get here.
If you take just typical expectations and you shove them way down, those are
Well,
my
then,
expectations.
what they went through last time, that would have been enough for you. You're like,
Oh, yeah.
let's spaceship. Cool.
What dark secret do you know about me?
You're a librarian, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
You hate.
You don't like books.
Just no.
Oh.
The darkest of secrets.
You don't know how to read.
Oh,
You've been making it up this entire time.
Yep. All that accurate knowledge I've been spewing is totally all guessing.
you don't know how to read Latin. You say you know how to read Latin.
I thought it was going to be a serious dark secret.
Nobody knows how to read.
No one knows how to speak Latin, but everybody.
Nobody knows it. Nobody knows it.
And it doesn't have
You
to.
can speak it, it's just not necessarily the
Correct.
Latin that was spoken.
Because any dark secret you might actually have, like if this person thought it was a dark secret, it might not actually even be a thing. Like I might think that you're a lizard person.
Like Alex Jones. Right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We have evidence.
Okay, well in that case, I will leave it up to you to decide what my dark secret is. Already regret this decision.
You're like, wait, should I take that back?
However,
That's true. It doesn't. I guess it doesn't specify that the dark secret has to be true.
Yeah.
but they've
I
agreed
can't
to
believe
keep
you've
quiet
done this.
about it.
Can't believe
So
you've
my
done
dark
this.
secrets you've decided I have, you've decided to keep quiet about them.
I will keep quiet about the fact that you don't like
It's
books.
so. There's something so perfect about that. It's so funny. Just can't believe you've done this.
Even if you rehearsed it, it wouldn't
It
be
would
as
never
good.
be as perfect.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Jules.
Jay.
Yeah, I just do a letter next to each of the histories so I can remember who's connected how.
Yeah.
And then write a
Oh,
quick
I have
little-
your names next to the histories. I put all of you guys around the table.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
He
So
does
just
that
that
every
you
time.
have to sit here.
places.
Yeah. All the time.
No, I remember where everybody sits.
Let's see, I went with... You met when you were each investigating separate mysteries. Tell them what trick you used to protect them from weirdness, and ask them how they saved you from a danger.
You protected me from weirdness.
Yeah. I'm going to guess. I probably used my Zone of Strangeness move. I get a 2 armor against harm from sudden changes to the laws of physics. And I never need to act under pressure when supernatural forces alter the environment around me. So,
Cool.
probably something to do with that.
And what did I do?
Ask how you saved me from a danger.
I tried to act crazy. I tried to act all crazy to be overlooked. I failed. So I didn't get overlooked. I just got all of the attention.
And you swooped in as his caseworker. Just saying, like, no, we're adjusting medications right now. Like,
We gotta be careful now
Apologize
because you
for
might get
disturbance.
shot while I lay on the ground.
Yeah.
he's on PCP. It's fine.
What's
I'm
your
an
Went to
FBI
Bed Bath
agent,
Medical
you're not allowed to
grade.
shoot me.
He went to Bed Bath & Beyond, got some bath
What's your
salts.
name?
Yeah.
We're on
Cat.
set.
AAT.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I didn't write down that we're cousins.
Jules Richards, Giorgio Thukalos, the literal human
So
being.
good.
Houdini.
Houdini. That's yeah. I don't know
We
what
still don't know his
the
real
actual
name.
name.
Yeah.
It's fine.
This is fun.
Yumi Katsunomi, Kat Molina. No, you changed it to Kat
Dali.
Dali. Yes, like the surrealist painter.
Yeah.
Melting clocks, man.
It's meant to be a fusion of Dana and
Isn't there there's an accent mark on the eye?
I, yes.
What does it look like?
Up to the right.
Up to the right.
Technically, it's Juliana.
Yeah.
By Jules.
Like,
No, I know what it looks like. I'm trying to remember the name for it.
So let's see.
I used to
Cat-
know this when I was doing French.
they're all just known as tildes in Spanish for some reason. Any kind of accent mark is a tilde.
Do you know
Yeah,
how we all know
that's
each
weird.
other?
Yeah.
Because
Any kind of sauce is a
Yeah.
salsa.
Okay.
Technically, we're supposed to decide
So
together
peanut butter is
how we're
technically a
related.
salsa?
Or do
I
you
don't
just
know that
really
peanut
want
butter
to be
counts
that
as a
uncle nobody
sauce.
talks about?
I'm down with being
in
the
French,
crazy
they like actually distinguish between those like
So technically,
accent aigu.
is he also
and,
related
like,
to you?
accent circonflexe.
No,
She's like my
adopted.
adopted.
No, they're all
So,
tildes.
so instead of like
And see, the crazy
forcing
thing is-
her
Just the
upon
umlaut, that's
him,
Yeah.
I took
And I
her.
guess the S.
because I
that's
knew
not really
that
here.
was not.
That's a whole new character.
Yeah.
even though in part of our
Good call.
And
thought
Rebecca
of history is that
Edwards.
she got
I saw
Yeah,
that.
he copied from my sheet.
she got me caught in one of the.
Okay, so
Cat
Rebecca.
is androgen, so
Okay.
looks kind of... The
Yes.
best way we could think to describe it was like Tilda Swinton. But
Hispanic
does
Tilda
use
Swinton.
she, her pronouns, so...
Okay, so Jules, me, Houdini.
Did I make the joke about Hispanic Tilda Swinton
Cat,
being the name of
Rebecca.
my new
Forgot.
noise band?
I don't
I
think
don't know
so.
if it was noise band.
Okay, well, all right. Just as long as I made the joke. 'cause I
I
feel
have
like
a
I
hunting
have to say
rifle
that.
that I used to shoot UFOs.
Well, Houdini gets things for me, so legally.
Stev now
I try to-
art thief
Extra
on-
legally.
I attempt to keep
On occasion.
Yumi from
Leon.
being a terrible
no
person.
hiding from your fate.
I heard that you failed. You should get something syphilis.
She did that before,
Because everyone's
but
I do not get everyone. I get one person syphilis.
You gave one person syphilis. You had one guy stab himself in the hand with a fork. You, admittedly, more self-defense in this one, but you killed a woman.
You gave a deer
We microwaved
rabies
it.
and
A
then
person
microwaved
had a
it.
deer.
yeah, you
Microwaved
microwaved
the deer.
and rabied a deer. And this is only the third time we played. This is going to be the third time we played now. Kat and I are cousins. Rebecca I might have accidentally shot her.
Maybe.
And she was shifted.
A little bit.
And then she like turned all human and naked, and I was like, ah! Oh no! And I healed her. And I say it's my RV, but it's actually her RV.
It has a lot of your books in it.
Yeah. And I get the feeling that Rebecca and Jules' relationship is not really well defined. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Or like pseudo-lesbian moms to these people and try not to get them blown up.
It's a group parentage.
Yeah.
It's like
Thrust upon us.
And I can happily be
It's like
deciding
the
to come
two
upon
senior
a group.
agents.
I figured it's better than the foster system.
The sixth wheel at
The
this
sixth
point?
So for me,
I mean,
Steven
there can be
saved
6
me
wheels on
from-
an RV, right?
Rebecca saved me from another of her kind.
Yep. One of your classmates was a werecat.
Mm-hmm. Houdini is my foster sibling.
Okay.
Don't think too hard about it.
Rachel gave me advice about my
I had
powers.
to punish her for the
And Kat has
stabbing.
a file
I took
on
away her pie.
Okay.
The advice is don't use your powers.
She promptly ignored it, too.
Oh, I definitely ignored it.
Okay. I like it.
But at some point, she actually did listen to my advice, and it got her out of trouble. Not that she ever wants to remember that because she's a sulky teenager, but...
She also vanished the clothes off a Hot Topic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clerk.
Off a leggy... Oh, I thought it was a girl. It was definitely a girl, right?
Pretty sure.
It was. She was a hot topic. It was a girl.
Yeah, it was definitely a girl.
I've known a guy to work at Hot Topic.
I have seen one or two back in the day.
Well, I was saying girl as opposed to woman.
Fair. Okay.
So I got a Hot Topic once that had this pierced.
That's a septum.
I didn't know what it was.
No.
It's just like incredibly painful.
Yeah.
My brain always does the thing where I hear septum and I go, that's this part, right?
Sternum.
That would
No,
be
not-
weird.
no, no.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that would be weird to get pierced.
You
And
really
it's like,
just-
hold on.
Do you remember that part
Hold
of
on.
like all
But
the
there
Cannibal
are-
Holocaust movies?
Well, now
It's
you
just
have to
like
know.
on a pike. It's that. It's the sternum piercing.
I hear
People do have sternum piercings.
Oh,
Yeah, I've...
oh.
When I hear septum, I think of septic tanks. Which is another problem.
You remember that Pablo Francisco bit where that guy, the person's in the dance club, he's like, yeah, I got my liver pierced. Don't bump into it. I'll shit my pants. It's just as like he was holding a mic stand, like, check it out.
So the sternum piercing generally seems to be women who want something shiny between their breasts. There's a guy that has one.
What the fuck are we talking about? Can we actually? We need to play the actual game.
I was just thinking the boobs are nice enough.
If you guys just want to have a long, weird
Sorry.
conversation, that's cool. I don't think we need to
mean-
record it though.
I mean, I could use the blackmail.
Could you? Do we?
No, probably not.
There's no money to take from us.
There's no
we
profit
don't
in
have
this.
any.
There's nobody I could even sell it to.
It's just Schadenfreude at this rate. Okay, so after
It's your
your
dead man switch.
excursion in Heinlein, California, after which during which you dealt with some thing from space that,
Do we still have the cat?
huh?
Do we? Oh no, you gave the cat today.
I was thinking if the cat clears inspection, I was gonna keep her, and I was gonna name her Lady.
Okay, I think that's fair. Yeah, they
So for the joke of people pointing at me and being like, "Hey, look at that lady and her cat," and I'd be like, "Ha."
You are correct.
close. Try again.
So am I like sleeping with a cat on my face right now?
Well, did the cat pass inspection?
I would say
First
that's
question.
fair. Yeah, I mean the cat was taken a look at by like biologists and veterinary scientists, and they were like,
Yeah.
This is just a cat. I don't know why you brought this to us."
All right, I'm keeping Lady. No, what's her name?
So it's still it's still concentrated heat wave summer. Currently, it is July 26th of 2019. The future.
Nice.
What's happened since then?
Shut up.
Just
Jules.
lots of amazing things I can't tell you about because I don't want to ruin the time. Yeah.
Impeachment proceedings.
We can fly now on hoverboards.
I've seen that.
They're very expensive.
They're very loud.
They're made by Apple. No one can afford them. So, you guys, but before you were sort of making your way west across the continental United States, searching for all manner of sort of weird supernatural events, and this meteor crash just outside of Hyman, California, sort of took you by surprise. It wasn't something that you were necessarily heading towards or stumbling upon. In fact, you hadn't had a proper lead in quite a while. But the day after the Hyman, California incident, Jules, you received an email from your longtime contact, Mortimer.
Awesome. Mortimer.
How you know Mortimer, I'm going to leave that up to you.
Okay.
But Mortimer sent you an email that included a YouTube link. And you know that usually the emails that Mortimer sends you are not like lolcat stuff or, kids react to murders or whatever.
Sure.
This was it was unusual because he doesn't normally send links. He just sends you some information, maybe some embedded images from police reports or something like that. He keeps you sort of up to date on the weird goings-on in the continental United States. What? How old do you want Mortimer to be? I imagine he's over 18.
Why did you make it weird?
I just don't think...
He's told you
I don't
he's
think a
like
teen,
52.
We've
but
already
he's
got enough
actually
teens
12.
involved, which is one more than...
Okay, so he's
He
like 40.
got like banned from social
Right, he's
media
like
because
40
he's too young for the
and-
TOS.
Like a professor somewhere,
Trying
right?
to shut me down.
How about
from
that?
Twitter.
Okay.
Cool.
So, Professor Mortimer
Thank you. Now I can establish how I know him.
sent you this email, and it was simply a YouTube link. That was it. It was just, check this out. And so you clicked on that link, and what you saw, which you realized had quickly been, judging on the view count, the like-dislike ratio, and you realized that it was public briefly and had been very quickly privated. Only the people who had the link can see this.
Unlisted.
It's unlisted, yes. Yes.
Okay.
You saw what was basically 8 minutes of shaky cam footage, somebody holding a GoPro or an iPhone or something like that, of what looked like a pretty typical suburban family. A man and his wife who had been strapped to these lawn chairs by way of sort of bungee cords, and very slowly, essentially, fed through this elaborate death trap. Periodically, the video would sort of swivel around and reveal this very neutral expressioned high school girl. Probably about 7, not her. Probably about 17.
It's a twin.
A sort of a slim, athletic girl wearing what looked like a soccer jersey. And she was essentially narrating this death trap that she had sort of put her parents in. That same video then had been spliced with what looked like a news report from the local news in Sparks, Nevada, of the cops sort of having been called and approaching this house. You see that same soccer jersey wearing teen girl open the door and essentially suicide by cop while wielding this absurd looking hedge trimmer.
It's a chainsaw. No.
Who uploaded the video?
That information is not available.
Doesn't it say underneath the...
Well, the
Account deleted.
The actual account is some. It looks like there's no sort of identifying information on it. It's all just sort of
John 37.
generic.
8,
Yeah, goblin.
Looks like a
972.
bot. kind
Where
of
does
thing.
where is Mortimer? Is he also in Nevada?
No, Mortimer works at Washington State University,
Nice.
Was this a...
which is
I'm
an
sorry, was this a
actual university.
was this a group email, or was this just to you?
It was just me.
It was just to her, just because Mortimer
Yeah.
is a colleague, so to speak, of Jules, and doesn't really, maybe has a vague awareness of the rest of you, but doesn't. You know.
He was a TA. I was a college student. It was a long time ago.
Oh.
All right. Okay, so I'll immediately have. I assume Rebecca, you're driving.
Yep.
I'll immediately have you pull over and watch this.
Are you asleep with the two eye
I will
patches
show
again?
you first. Always.
I figure a cat's also sleeping on my face. Just like sitting there.
Well, this is going to be an interesting one.
Are you shirtless?
I guess we're turning around.
Am I Jeff
We're
Goldblum
going
now?
back.
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be worth to go up and see Mortimer about this?
It's an awfully long way to drive. I can send an email or something.
I'll call him.
Like a
What'd you
bath
get?
robot.
Yeah, like a
Just
Just
to-
wander over with the cat in my arms.
I'll very quickly shut it. I'll describe it to you. Let me make this phone call first.
All right.
But please say you're asleep, because I got my marker.
So I will
Alright.
call up Mortimer.
So you're asleep, right?
What time of day is it?
Okay, yeah, it's about it's after lunch. It's like 1
Okay, so I'll
o'clock.
try his office first.
Yeah.
Probably
So
late by
you
now.
get on the horn and you call Washington State University. You do the standard extension sort of rigmarole to get to Mortimer's office.
Please hold.
Right?
Can I help you? Who is
Okay,
this?
so what
Hello?
I'm actually doing
Mortimer?
is ironing one of your dress shirts. But
Julie?
I've got like an iron-on
Why do you
patch
sound
by
like that?
hammer and sickle, and I'm like putting that on the back.
What do you mean? Why do I sound like that?
You just sound weird.
I've always this is my voice. I've always sounded like that.
I guess just
Mortimer.
nostalgia. I remembered you some. Anyway. What the hell did you just send me?
Oh, the YouTube video. Yes.
YouTube.
I am sorry for subjecting you to that. It's a horrific clip.
Yeah,
It's
you know,
disturbing.
some warnings would be good next time.
Well, I wanted you to
NSFW,
process it
please.
as quickly as possible because
NSFW. Not safe for life.
I'm concerned that there may be. Are you familiar with the Satanic Panic from the late 70s, early 80s?
Yes.
Yes,
Sounds like a death metal band name.
probably
God,
is
I
at this
wish.
point.
At least like 5.
Well, you may have noticed that particular incident, that gruesome crime, occurred in Sparks, Nevada.
Yes.
Now, if you knew a little bit about sort of media history with respect to this satanic panic nonsense, you would know that there was a suicide pact between two young men in that same town, 1990. You'll remember there was a court case against is it Iron Maiden? Or
I know what you're talking
Judas
about.
Priest, yes,
Yeah, Judas
yes.
Priest, and they
Uh,
got the track
They'd accused them of
having
backward messages.
Yeah, backward messages
backtracking
that
and so
told
on.
them to kill themselves. Yeah, I remember that.
Well, since then, Sparks, Nevada has always been sort of on my radar because of the sort of uniqueness of that particular case. In the end, it was all a farce, some way to pin blame on a particularly a somewhat controversial heavy metal group for the poor and frustrating actions of two troubled young men.
Yeah, yeah.
But now that this thing has happened, I'm concerned that maybe there might be more at work in that town than mental health issues. You understand?
Computer back up. Shut off the YouTube and pull up Google. Has there anything else going on weird in Sparks, Nevada recently?
Well, other than the very public, very gruesome sort of murder-suicide by this young high school girl, apparently, as you're sort of looking over the news, this girl, Erica Rodriguez, was a high school soccer star. She was sort of like captain of the team. She was a member of. She was a senior at Schenker Senior High School, and she was a member of the Schenker Salamanders, the soccer team there. She was the captain of their sort of soccer team. It's well liked, didn't seem to have any prior criminal record or any kind of indications that she was sort of homicidal or psychopathic in any way. It was a great shock to the community, and people are still trying to process it after this gruesome thing has happened. Other than that, Sparks looks pretty much like a typical suburban area. It used to be called East Reno. It's basically you drive out of Reno and you get to Sparks. It's almost like a suburb of Reno almost, but it's much bigger than that. It's a place out in the Nevada desert with where some of the casinos have sort of spilt into it from Reno, and there's some natural parks there, and it's a pretty simple place, about a little under 100,000 people there. So as far as you know, as you're sort of doing your research there, it doesn't look like there's anything of this magnitude has happened in Sparks for a very long time.
And it's not like an anniversary of when the boys tried to kill themselves or anything like that.
Oh, you talking about the suicide the suicide pact? No.
Or this satanic panic. There's not like a big anniversary of something.
No. In fact, the only thing that you can find as you're sort of collating this information is that apparently tomorrow is the 40th anniversary of the AC/DC album Highway to Hell. But other than that,
that's just a good day to listen to AC/DC. As I find that out, I look at Rebecca. I'm like, we have to play Highway to Hell tomorrow. It's the anniversary.
You're gonna have to find the cassette tape.
I can do it. I know where it is.
Does RV only have a cassette
the
player?
RV only has
Being
a
excited.
So that's when you get one of those converters to an aux cord.
Yeah.
Do you remember the scene in Supernatural when after Dean dies for like the fourth time?
Let's say which time.
And he comes back and Sam's got an iPod hooked up in the car, and Dean looks at it and goes, "What the hell is this?" And he's like, "It's an iPod," and he just throws it. That's the mentality that I believe we have about the camper. Mm-hmm. It's a cassette.
I have an important question. Did we determine if this cat is long-haired or short-haired?
Very important question.
I'm trying to
Tortoiseshell
determine
short-haired.
that we're in the middle of a heat wave, right? We got the AC blasting. I'm trying to determine how much cat hair is floating through the air inside the RV.
It's a calico cat, so whatever they are,
Short.
They can be either.
short-haired.
Okay, so not as much hair.
Yeah,
This is good news.
that's good. Everybody write that down.
Details.
Short-haired
Calico
calico cat.
Are you short hair or long hair?
Probably short hair, I would imagine.
Oh, that's. I wonder if you and the cat are gonna have some kind of weird
I assume it's the classic, animals know something's not quite right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Every
a little
time that, you look
antagonistic
at
around you.
I really want the cat to like me, but she won't come fucking near me because I'm always around you.
No, I
Done.
think the
Decided.
cat's
And she's a
on
cat.
me all the time.
Yeah.
Sleeping on top of you.
Who needs eye patches anymore? When you have a cat, just
Purring in your ear the whole time.
Toxoplasmosis, here we come.
yeah, we're all infected.
Is Houdini awake back there?
Yeah, it's
1 o'clock, I should hope so.
I don't know. I'm ironing.
You're what?
Ironing.
I thought you said hiring.
That's not a good
I'm hiring.
sign.
You're ironing
Yeah.
in a moving vehicle? Turn it off.
Houdini's shirt needs ironed.
Okay, no,
Steam.
no, no.
It's,
No,
it's
I'm
like
already
92
getting
degrees
out.
It's too hot
out.
in
No.
here.
The humidity alone.
Iron, turn it off. No.
And you notice that I've ironed a hammer and sickle patch on the back of Houdini's white dress shirt.
What? Houdini?
I know.
You realize now I'm gonna have to take you in for this.
You can copy this. You
Oh
just-
wait, no, I'm not the CIA. I don't give a
Book
fuck.
of Dano.
Alright, so we're going to Sparks, Nevada.
I mean, FBI got brought in here. Because that's internal.
You might be doing some undercover work.
What, really?
I'm still thinking about it.
What's going on?
And I will briefly give the details of what has occurred without actually showing everyone the video because no.
Basically,
And
just watching, like, Rebecca making weird faces as you're describing parts of it. It was like, oh.
some parts speaking really quietly so you can't hear me when I'm describing, you know, like
It's gonna be like 21 Jump Street where I'm like 30 who
gonna
goes
check
into
my-
a high school.
I guess my
with
email?
What's
my
up,
little
fellow
sister.
kids?
Yeah, I can get my skateboard. Hey.
Check my
Vaping.
I guess my phone and my emails. See if I've been notified about this. Like the FBI is looking into it at all.
It hasn't been kicked up to the federal level yet. It looks like it's still being handled by local authorities.
Okay.
He's a communist.
Time to
He
molder
steals
it.
the means of production.
let me
You mean
stress
artwork? That's not very much
I will
production.
we're still trying to figure out a way to be a good way to infiltrate this high school and this community and figure out the best way to get to know them.
But seriously, you want to send me into a high school?
I don't know yet. It's on the very, very, very back burner of my brain.
Just put Georgia over me.
I know, right? What? I'm gonna check the job listings and see
40-year-old
if they
Swiss
need,
guy.
perhaps that high school needs a librarian or a substitute.
PE teacher.
Okay.
A
Then
PE teacher,
Everybody
a
needs a
substitute
resident crazy
teacher,
person.
and
I can make us a reason to have a...
No,
Nope.
man, we almost got that in stereo and everything.
I tell you what, if you kill Leon,
get you a deal
How
with the
about
devil.
I give him a bone
that's
full of peanut butter,
fine, you can do that.
and then they can need a librarian.
If you mark off one of your luck,
Ooh.
Oh.
I will say that there is an opening at Schenker Senior High School for an assistant librarian. Yes.
Done. And I will go give him peanut butter and get some.
Just
You guys want apple chips or
fucking
popcorn?
strangle him.
Anyway,
I can-
preference?
What?
I'm good for now.
Apple chips or popcorn?
I'm always in the mood for popcorn.
Anyone else preference?
That's what I heard.
I'm not going to complain about someone else giving me food.
Yep.
If we need to push someone in town, I can always try to use my name. People I'm associated with.
Push house up.
It's me, Houdini. I thought you died in Niagara Falls.
No, not that Houdini.
No, not that one.
Houdini.
I've worked for some people.
So is Giorgio currently with us, or do we have to
No,
pick him up?
between the Heinlein, California incident and now, because that took place in, I'm assuming, like, I don't remember specifying a date for that. I assume it took place in May, so it's been
Been a
May,
while.
June, July, right? So
Yeah.
you
Making our
met
way
him in the
back from
interim.
the West Coast now.
Okay. So are you with us in the RV, or?
Yeah, I would be if I'd met you guys.
Yeah, you guys are already familiar
Are you
with.
wearing a
You guys showed
tinfoil
me
hat?
the alien hole,
Yep.
and
Don't call it that.
He called me needing a
I'm
pickup.
thinking of somebody else. Houdini died because somebody punched him the wrong way,
Yeah.
and he died of a ruptured spleen.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Somebody did die because
Yeah.
of going over the Niagara Falls in a
Falls.
barrel or
That's
something.
not a. It's not a magician thing. It's just something
Yeah.
that people do.
Just some
Yeah.
idiot did that. Yeah.
What do they call those? The Darwin Awards or something?
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember reading the first lady to successfully do that immediately afterwards was like, don't ever do that.
Right. Yeah.
Don't, that was a mistake, and I don't want anyone else to do it.
I've proven it definitively. It's a shitty idea. Okay, so it looks like, plugging it into your phones and everything, Sparks is about 2.5 hours out. Northeast, driving up off of Southern California. Yeah.
Be a bit of a drive, but could be worse.
If you need to, we can switch off. I'll drive for a while.
I'll be good for a little bit longer, thanks, though.
Yeah.
Is anybody else using their laptops or contacts or what have you to look into the Sparks chainsaw incident?
I probably would have. I mean, I checked to see if I'd been contacted about it, and I hadn't, so I probably.
You have not, yeah.
Would there
I probably
be...
messaged my the AD or whoever it is that I report to, and asked them about it. Kind of suggest, hey, there's some, I got another one of my weird cases.
It's not AD Skinner, it's AD Tanner. The second part of the process.
Okay, so I actually want to make a roll.
Oh wow. Cool.
So I'm going to say I'm kind of like investigating this girl's social media and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Let's see here. Being sharp. Alright, so let's see. That was your contact, Kat. So are you placing a phone call to 280 Tanner? Are you sending an email, or how you get in contact with him?
Probably email, because I don't want to risk him overhearing anything that's going on in this RV.
Sure, yeah.
Good call.
Oh, come on.
And that's how you make napalm.
It's just
Plus, email's
styrofoam
just an
and
easier way to send
gasoline. It's pretty easy.
links to this is news story, and I know it hasn't hit the federal level yet, but I'm interested in looking into it.
Okay, so you include some basic information, some links, and you send that his way.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were on social media looking at Erica Rodriguez's sort of social media presence, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you take a look. She's got an active presence on Facebook. She's got a Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff, like the traditional sort of, the sort of modern teen lifestyle thing. Apparently there was a few discarded Tumblr blogs. The works, right? And from what you can tell, she was. It looks like she was really into Riverdale. She was very keen on soccer. She was looking to pursue that. She was pursuing that at a collegiate level, is what she was going to do. And as far as you can tell, as you're sort of trawling through the different links, she is none of the sort of immediate warning signs of a bad kid or a wayward kid are there.
She's not a white supremacist. Well, this is her own family, so it probably wouldn't apply.
And she doesn't look like all the photos and everything. She just looks like a typical sort of American teenager. Yeah, there doesn't appear to be anything amiss.
I don't think it would be very easy to contact one of my weirds who hired me before. I'm assuming.
No, it would not be easy. I imagine.
So, what I need to roll to see if I found anything useful about the town on
your cousin made
the
a deal with
conspiracy
Miss
entrance.
Well, you don't need to roll for that. I can go ahead and tell you. So you troll your,
4chan and beyond.
Yeah. You troll.
Don't go to 8chan.
So you go to
2chan. No, he went all the way to 16.
I can't even imagine what that's like. That's probably where you find the video.
You go to truthsphere.biz.
Oh no. Where they're talking about time cubes.
You go to the forums. You go past the QAnon stuff and the time cubes. You go past the Pizzagate and Lizardmen threads.
God.
And you get...
Are you on InfoWars right now?
You cry a little. And...
I'm sorry. You go past those threads.
It's too real.
And so you're taking a look and thinking okay, when... You go into the sort of forum search and you say, okay, let's see if anybody's mentioned Sparks, Nevada, basically. You get a couple of hits of particularly a couple of posts in one thread, a larger thread on sort of spinning out the details of this sort of satanic panic phenomenon in the late 80s and 90s. how that stuff sort of evolved into the backmasking controversy and everything. You see some mentions of these, these two boys that were involved in the suicide pact, and you see a couple of comments by some regular users, some people that you recognize, talking about how they think that Judas Priest was being paid off by a division of the CIA in order to sort of weaponize sort of certain musical rhythms as being sort of agitating the delta waves of X or Y, right?
Platform.
Yeah. A lot of what to you hits all the checkpoint. Makes a lot of sense. But it doesn't seem to be particularly relevant to this situation. So you're looking at it besides, it's old news. It's just people sort of, as is common over there on truthsphere.biz.
Well, that's going to be my regular source.
I need to write that
now.
down.
Gotta check truthsphere.biz.
It's not a website.
The actual site.
It's because you need a Tor port.
So you go to so you're looking for, and it just looks like people essentially.
If it's not used, we got to snap up that domain name for for critical mass.
That sounds good. Yeah. Well,
Site cannot be reached.
of course you don't have
That
the.
means it's open.
You don't have the protocols.
Yeah.
You have to go into the
Rude,
dark web.
see?
Yeah.
It's mostly just
Your
like
onion
armchair, conspiracy
theory stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Right.
I'm digging out the
Or
AC/DC
everything out of the ordinary.
record. I have located the AC/DC record cassette and I have shoved it in, turned it up.
It's not tomorrow yet.
Waiting for the B-side.
Strangely enough, it seems like you pop the cassette in, and you turn up the knob and are ready to blast off to Highway to Hell. Specifically,
It's okay, lady.
you're waiting to hear sort of the dulcet tones of the title track, Highway to Hell, and it as it plays, you realize that it seems to have been pitched up like about like 2 tones up. So it seems weirdly kind of
Is your
tinny
machine-
and chipmunky.
Who the
yours-
fuck messed with my cassette?
Just like tapping the side of my head. Mop. Mop. No, that's not the tinnitus.
Everyone is hearing this weird
out.
like Alvin and the Chipmunks
Is it
version of
playing
Highway
too
to Hell.
fast?
No, it's the same speed. It's just for some reason it's
Pitched up.
weirdly pitched.
Pop
Which-
it out and try to.
Did you guys record like a YouTube rip of this?
Okay,
I'm like,
No,
that's
64
not a thing I
kilobits
said.
That
per second.
Nightcore version of.
I swear.
That's not something you could do back in the days on old cassettes.
You're taking a
And
look at this cassette and you
That's-
realize that it looks like the magnetic tape has gotten warped slightly.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah,
That's probably
the
because it's so
heat.
hot in here. Yeah.
yeah. The heat and the humidity has sort of affected the tape.
Maybe the radiation.
Internally,
from that.
giving a sigh of relief
Asteroid.
that it hasn't been nibbled on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that cat.
The
will
last
be
thing you
out
need is
so
strikes
fast.
against lady. Yeah.
Don't mess with my tunes, man. So I'm cussing and looking up cassettes on.
So it looks
eBay.
like you have an AC/DC less drive to Sparks.
Let's put on a different album. It's fine.
Sure, yeah, it's a Yanni or something.
No.
Enya.
You got any Iron Maiden?
You
Somewhere.
do have an Iron Maiden cassette. Unfortunately, it's one of their albums after the year 2000, which
Never
nobody
mind.
listens to.
yeah.
I'll
We
just,
pass.
I'll just go for like some Zeppelin or something.
Unfortunately, you've got their last album, which really doesn't have.
Would you stop nixing my rock and roll dreams in my RV, please? Excuse me. Her RV.
Thank you.
Also released in 1979, that same album, the Zeppelin album that I can't remember the name of. Into the fuck.
Jungle?
No, it's the one that's it's the picture of them in the bar.
Yeah, I know
In
what
through
you're
the
talking
outdoor. That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Anyway,
You know, just putting cashmere on, okay? How about that?
so
I'm glad it's hot out.
it is the Eurobeat version of.
I don't know what cashmere is. That was the first thing that came to my head.
So you guys, and then the RV, starting this trip to Sparks. Is there anything you're going to do in the meantime before we sort of do a star wipe to Sparks and Vaughn.
Clearly educate her about rock and roll music, and I now understand this is why we're the distant cousins who never talk.
Good luck.
Outside of the
And
camp.
Rebecca's probably rolling her eyes, going, "Jesus, not this again."
About-
I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Just drive.
Not like this. Not like this.
Exactly like Twitch.
What was her name?
Switch.
Yeah.
Right.
Not like this. Okay, so it takes you, again, it's about 2.5 hours roughly of travel. You stop to get gas halfway through, but you make it into Sparks via Reno. So you get Reno, you're passing by casinos and desert properties, lots of sort of brush and sort of the places. The average temperature around this time of year is like 92 degrees, so it is toasty.
It's a dry.
It's a dry heat, yes.
So it's more like you're on fire than in a really warm shower.
So you head out on 445. You make your way down to Los Altos Parkway, and you are now in sort of downtown Sparks. And sure enough, the place looks like what you probably call a medium-sized town. Not quite a small town. There's a Best Buy, there's a PetSmart, a FedEx, there's a credit union, there's a church or two, a coffee house, that sort of thing. So, but it's clearly because of the layout of the houses and everything, sort of the ubiquity and the uniformity of the houses. It looks a lot like a traditional suburban enclave. Yeah.
Okay.
So where you headed?
Coffee.
All right.
Why didn't you get some at the gas station?
Coffee. Thanks.
Have you had gas
Had-
station coffee?
Thank you. This is why you're my third favorite.
No, that's why you get like the refrigerated canned stuff. Because it's so hot.
Right.
What's
I'm your
wrong
favorite,
with
right? Okay, good.
You don't have canned coffee.
So it's 3:30 in the
Like, who's number
afternoon.
2 then?
I get
So we get driving.
You pull into Lighthouse Coffee.
I know it's not Lady. I'm probably not actually holding her because it's so fucking hot out.
You grab, a couple of mocha
It's not that great,
whatevers.
but
You coffee drinks
Okay,
with coffee in
drinks.
them.
Yep.
Yes.
I had prison coffee.
I don't know
Liquid
the-
coffee.
Gas
I don't
station
know the
coffee is
language.
better than prison coffee.
It's cool.
Imagine it is.
Do you make it in the toilet at prison? Like,
No, that's
As
one.
so who's actually gone into the coffee shop? That's what I want to know.
I'm going in as well.
I do.
Oh yeah, that's what you need.
Okay.
You're getting
I would
you're
drink
getting a
coffee.
cold chocolate.
So an outdoors woman, a goth, and a librarian walk into a coffee shop.
And an
FBI
FBI
agent.
And an FBI agent walk into a coffee shop. I'm really trying to think of the punchline. Yeah.
There's too much going on.
I'm trusting the three of you to not
that's a
do
mistake.
anything terrible to my cat. It's too hot for you guys to be doing anything terrible to my cat.
Lady
I wouldn't
loves
put that past Giorgio.
I'm pretty sure.
Lady loves me.
I come in and I find you
Houdini
wrapping her in
is-
tinfoil.
You're protecting your cats.
I've lined the interior of the foil with butter because if I drop her from a significant height, she should be able to rotate, creating infinite momentum.
I love the commercial that did that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Toast in the,
Yeah.
in the cat. They're in like some laundromat back room. Guy sets it up,
What was
connects
that
it up.
for?
I can't remember.
Anyway, so you guys go into Lighthouse Coffee. You start to you order your drinks and everything, and you can see that on a flat screen mounted there in the corner. It looks like they are doing a news story on this particular incident. They show pictures of Erica Rodriguez and her parents. You get some additional information. It seems like she was an only child, and all that stuff checks out. You see a couple of tastefully censored, pictures of sort of the crime scene and that sort of thing. And it looks like immediately after the sort of news portion of that, there's an opinion piece with a sort of a fat-necked, sort of white shirt and tie fella who's sort of
that's
bemoaning the state of sort of American youth, and he talks about vaping and like cryptocurrency and Snapchat and stuff, and how it's perverting the youth and that sort of
Well,
thing.
it's just what we need, another Max Penny.
It's Fox News, by the way. That's why it's
Of course.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like those three things are bad, but not for those reasons.
But not for those reasons. They're independently bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For their own unique reasons.
Who else is in the coffee shop with us?
There are a handful of people. There are what looks like there are two couples, probably in their late 20s, early 30s. They dress in a kind of typical sort of urban look. They're just enjoying some coffee. One's on their laptop, on their phones, that sort of thing, just having idle conversation. Maybe students from the local college even.
Does anyone appear to be paying attention to the news story?
Well, not actively. Everyone is just sort of like, either they're listening to it or just not. No one's actively sort of watching the screen in here. No.
I guess I'll just strike up a conversation with the
barista?
I'm trying to think of the gender-neutral term for that.
I thought barista was gender neutral.
Yeah, baristas.
Barista? Okay, cool. With the barista. I'm used to Spanish and the A being feminine and then O being
Well, there are some
masculine.
words that are just masculine and feminine words.
That's true.
Isn't barista Italian?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Venti, grande. I'm remembering a
Not
Okay.
Verde, because that's green.
Spanish speakers, Italian speakers, and Portuguese speakers all being able to have conversations with each other despite not speaking each other's language.
They're all romance languages.
Okay, so I'll just kind of...
So you begin to talk to your barista, who's still making Yumi's absurdly complicated coffee order.
I'm already drinking my coffee.
I had someone get me a iced Americano.
You see, she looks like she's in her mid-20s. She's pretty tall,
Giorgio,
and,
did you want anything?
and muscular in a kind of
I don't think Georgia.
I very clearly work out kind of way.
You get them decaf. You don't tell them it's decaf.
Dirty blonde hair. She's behind a visor and everything. Whatever you call those.
That's why you don't tell them.
And you can see that there's Julia on the
Name tag?
name tag as she's sort of pouring. What do you say?
God, that's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah. It's real fucked up.
I mean, Jesus, like, what exactly happened? We just rolled into town.
I mean, girl goes nuts, kills her parents, like Saw style, kills her parents, that kind of thing. It's fucked up, right?
Jesus.
Does the news footage contain any mention of the YouTube video?
No.
Because the YouTube video seemed to be like a report we were getting from.
That would be
Mortimer.
great if you were saying that out loud.
The video, like the first portion, seemed to be from what looked like Erica's own
Yeah.
cell
That's
phone.
what.
And then the second half
primarily I was
spliced into it
asking about.
was
Yeah.
probably the first
Like-
reporting of
Yeah,
that
like the
Yeah.
on local
I
television.
guess I was primarily. I'm trying
Looking
to
at the
figure
crime
out
scene
like
kind
who
of
got the footage that Erica recorded and who uploaded it. But this news report doesn't even mention it existing.
No.
So.
You probably don't even realize that it is her own footage because I haven't shown anybody else the video.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Only Rebecca and I have seen it. I mean, this is a pretty small town. I mean, Jesus.
We're not that small, Marina's like half an hour that way.
Yeah, sure, I
It's bigger
guess.
than Lafayette.
But fuck, I don't know. It's just something in the air these days. People are just fucking nuts. I don't know.
Other weird
Did
shit
you
like
want?
that?
Did you want caramel in this?
That's not mine.
Oh.
Yeah, let's just assume she wants caramel. She wants basically fucking dessert instead of a drink. I mean, you said here lately, has other weird shit been going on too?
It's 2019. There's weird shit going on every
Okay,
goddamn
yeah,
day.
no, yeah, okay, that's fair. I didn't know
He's
if there's
kinda in
anything
the back.
more like
I'm sorry.
specific.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying.
Not as bad as 2016.
I'm not trying to bust your balls or anything. I'm just,
No, it's a real valid point.
it sucks.
Shit's fucked up. I get it.
This is
I
America.
just, since we're here, I just took a position as like the assistant librarian. Just kind of wanted to know what
Where?
else I was getting into. Oh, at the high school.
Which one? Schenker?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just kind of wanted to know if I was stepping into something that was always weird or just 2019 levels weird.
I don't know. What was your... Sorry, what was your name?
Oh, Sophie.
Sophie. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Julie.
Yeah, I see that.
Well, I mean, I went to Schenker. I grew up here, so... Other than it's like any other place, a couple of assholes, small town. Some kids are doing drugs out in the desert, Some kids are getting 4.0 GPAs. It's like whatever.
And doing trucks out in the desert.
Peyote.
All right. Well, cool. Thanks for making her ridiculously complicated coffee.
Yes.
Drink.
I take it, but I'm acting under pressure because she's really cute and I have no charm.
Right. She sort of hands that over to you.
I look at her and I look at you and go, "This is Julia.
Hi.
Would you like to introduce yourself?"
I drink coffee.
I can see that.
I think she's too old for her.
I feel Rebecca shaking with laughter behind me.
It's like, oh man.
I would, I'm wondering about type 1 diabetes.
Thankfully, she might be a little old for that, but type 2 is a very real concern.
You still get type 1.
Okay, yeah. That's true.
My mom did.
Well, all right, cool. Thank you. We'll probably see you again because coffee is life. Thanks.
Cool.
Probably have to worry about pre-diabetes before that.
Yeah, it's more likely to transition into type 2, obviously. But
Get Houdini's iced Americano and your like tiny child-size hot chocolate.
Looks like decaf.
Yeah.
How do you decaf a hot chocolate?
Sugar?
You can decaffeinate chocolate.
Yeah, you just roast it. It's extra.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't know. I've never had it though.
where to next, gang?
Is there any... I would have been watching the news report very intensely since I didn't get to see the video.
mm-hmm.
If you want
any...
me to send you the video, I will, but I don't.
I don't
Think-
recommend it.
I don't
There's
think
not a
you-
lot we're getting out of it.
I'd still like to see it.
What do you want to know?
I'm an FBI agent. I kind of need to see these things. And there
Well,
might be
You
bits out
say
of
need.
there might be
Well,
bits out of it that I can get. that you guys
She's at
didn't.
least
That's
trained.
That's fair. With a trained eye, you might be
Do
able
you want
to
to
go
send
over
it to the FBI? Then I can
She's
send
kind
it
of
to you.
trained to help with the trauma
Yeah, I
a
know.
little bit, but
But it's really not something I think other people need to see.
I've probably been like looking up public records of the house itself to see
Mhm.
entrances
I
and
mean, did
stuff
I get
like
any-
that.
But I'll email it to you.
What all was the news report?
So the news report basically repeated sort of the basic facts of the case, and then of course they had opinion piece for bemoaning about sort of youth culture and that sort of thing. It didn't really give you anything above and beyond what you already knew
I
from your
guess
own
Fox
independent
News, I can't
research.
count on them to be actually good reporting.
Yeah, it was pretty much just like
Even other.
it was like for those of you who missed this horrifying event earlier. Here's a
yeah.
recap. It's that kind of
Okay.
story.
I will want you to email me the video.
Yeah, probably been
did.
Okay.
casing this house to see if be able to get in.
It's a pretty traditional suburban home, sort of a short lawn, a concrete walk-up. It's one floor.
I imagine it's on lockdown right now.
But you know,
There's police tape.
Taking a look, it's part of a complex of homes, and they all kind of share the same layout. So it was pretty easy to bring up, like, because the
Builder's notes.
plans were on the sort of the potential
Yeah.
customers sort of side of their
yeah, on
website.
there, yeah.
I want
Um,
to rent one of these.
It's a pretty traditional
There's a
looking
different
place.
laws.
It looks like there's a front door adjacent to what looks like a small garage, and then there's a back door area to go out into sort of
Patio.
kind of a patio area. Yeah, kitchen, one two bath, 2 bed, pretty simple
So you gonna
layout.
break in there?
And as far as you know,
If we have to.
You want my help?
No.
Shadowing is never a bad thing.
Yes, it is a bad thing.
I feel like
Not
you two
always.
are like.
Especially in this case.
I feel like you two are like if you took my character from Blades in the Dark and split her into two different people.
Mm-hmm. We're trying to prevent her from happening.
You take a look at the general complex kind of layout. Apart from some clearly biased, short-tempered Yelp reviews, there's nothing, it doesn't appear. It appears to be a pretty average place, and it doesn't appear to be anything.
I'm just trying to get a lowdown.
Sort of unusual, but yeah, you take a look at the place, and you're like, all right, you get the layout. All these homes should roughly hew to that same sort of layout.
So when we get back to the RV, I'm gonna pull up the video with headphones on, obviously.
You sit in the corner, use the bathroom. It's our private viewing booth.
I figured we would have a dark room.
Bathroom might be a good idea.
We don't have enough space for that. The bathroom is the dark room.
You just have curtains and then you have taped up the
Go
windows.
I cram myself in the bathroom next to the toilet and the litter box.
So I want you to roll 2d6 plus your sharp, because that sounds like you're investigating.
Well, the
this.
car itself is a Faraday cage.
Taking a hard, fine-toothed comb look at this. At this footage.
It acts as a Faraday
The
cage.
footage and probably also the person that uploaded it.
Okay.
See if I can get anything more out of the shadow account.
How outside the realm possibility is it that we have some fake IDs to use for when we take odd jobs around the country to do these types of things?
Well,
I'm trying to think who among us would be the best to procure that sort of thing. Probably.
I think that's fair. I think it's fair if Houdini sacrifices a point of luck. I think you guys have fake IDs, yeah.
Because that's a bit of a push, to be honest.
Well, I've also
It
had
takes
this
some work.
preparedness when you
I
need
don't think
something
I do.
unusual or rare.
That probably means,
Even
that probably
CIA
means
and
I'm
FBI
making
agents
them.
don't have extra identities lying around in a shoebox. It's
It doesn't
always
have to be-
it's a bespoke kind of thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a
A good one?
a good one. I told the lady my name was Sophie, so I have
No, I do my
doctor
work.
driver's license around. Oh no, okay.
I do my work.
He holds his work to a high standard.
Well, thank you. So I have a fake ID when I go to report for my job tomorrow, so I'm not using my real name.
They're still going to need your tax information.
Why did you make mine River Tam?
No, it's Tipper Ram.
There you go.
I just read
Release the small child. Ramming speed.
I was just reading a story today about this hairdresser that disappeared after she'd been talking about one of the other hairdressers that worked there, thinking that she wasn't who she said she was. She'd been working there for a few years, and just totally different name. Had been using a whole bunch of different aliases over a period of over 10 years. Somehow still managed to get a job at the hairstylist.
Interesting.
Yeah. The other one's probably dead.
I don't know if we're in game or out of game at this point.
A little of both.
Maybe both.
We're playing the future, so if this is in the past, we technically got it.
I don't know. I guess at school, I imagine they would check a little bit harder than a hairdresser.
However, it is not uncommon to be hired and then send away for background check and start working before the background check comes back.
Sure.
So I got probably a good month.
Yep.
But
before
he's
they
got this
realize
taken
that my
care
name
of.
isn't Sophie.
He knows
I
what
need to
he's
make my
doing.
roll.
And hopefully we won't be here more than a couple of days.
Yeah, I can at least call some people to get some documents
Average.
set up
I got an 8.
for those initial flags.
An
Yeah.
8. Okay. So with an 8,
I mean,
you've got
I
one
speak to
hold,
other
which
world
means you can
creatures
ask one of the following
who got me
questions
hired.
on that
Give me
list.
a magical key, so
What sort of creature is it?
No, there's some of those that make more sense than others
Yeah.
with this particular thing. Obviously.
This is a human
Rare
female.
Teenager.
Are you sure?
Quite
This is
rare. We
adolescent
only have
human
one with
female.
us, right?
What if something
That
is
is
controlling
quite
her?
enough.
She should have had a tinfoil hat.
Let's go with what is being concealed here.
Okay.
The rest of them seem fairly straightforward. What happened here? What can it do? It can kill. It kills and it can kill.
So you are sort of scrubbing through this footage. of Erica using her phone to sort of document this gruesome sort of murder of her parents in a series of sort of elaborate kind of Saw-esque sort of traps and things. And you realize that so as you're scrubbing through, you realize that footage is probably being taken from in her own bedroom, given the decorations, the furniture, and everything like that. Some of it has been already pushed off to the walls on the side to make this sort of like interior, like this sort of this arena, if you will, right? But you're able to.
I was imagining this happening outside the yard.
No,
Said
she
lawn
dies.
chairs, so I was imagining.
Yeah, I know.
No, it looks.
I
She
was
probably
thinking
grabbed them from the
porch, too.
garage and then brought them out.
She's just doing this out in her yard, and the neighbors are just like, "Oh,
This is fine.
No, the cops would have arrived that much
Yeah.
faster at that point. So, but you can see that on a nearby dresser, something sort of immediately catches your eye. It's the year of our Lord 2019.
yeah."
Dark.
For some reason, there is a Discman on her dresser with like a pair of headphones like plugged in. It looks like it's in good condition. The flap
Cover?
cover, the catch, whatever, you know, the top. The cover is the lid is open, and you can see what looks like a CD inside.
A non-burned CD?
Yeah, it looks like a proper CD. Well, I say that it's hard to make out because of the resolution of the footage. It's hard to sort of narrow in on this. You're not able to identify the CD.
But it looks like there's like disc art on it.
No, see that's the thing. It looks like just a perfectly like very black, like unmarked CD inside the Discman. And so that immediately, as you're sort of scrubbing through this footage, thinking, okay, so this is, you know, there are issues of sociopathy here. It looks like you're trying to figure out sort of a criminal kind of profile of this girl. That is something that you keep coming back to, scrubbing back, like, why the fuck is there a CD player in this teenage girl in 2019's bedroom so conspicuously? That doesn't make any sense.
Alright.
It's less of an FBI-oriented, like, pickup and more of a nagging feeling. Like,
Yeah.
why?
A hunch. Okay. I'll probably send this link to AD Tanner, as we have decided he is called, with, you know, the appropriate warnings and context of, you know, I came across this video. I haven't seen any actual mention of the footage the girl herself took in the news, and I can't figure out. It seems to be uploaded by a dummy account, so I don't know how this footage was procured or who got it, who uploaded it.
Set up a script. She could do it herself.
That's true.
Halfway through typing that email, you get a phone call.
Okay. I will answer it.
What the fuck did you just send me?
Is this in... I haven't actually sent the one with the video in it yet, have I?
That was the first one, remember? You sent the...
I didn't have the
Sent the-
link to the video.
I thought you'd sent the links, yeah. The first
I'd
one.
sent the links to the news reports, but
Okay.
not to the video itself. That was what I was typing up.
Okay,
Sending
you
out.
send that email.
Okay.
5 minutes later, you get a phone call.
Okay.
What the fuck did you just send me? What am I looking at?
I don't... That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm honestly surprised this hasn't made it into FBI hands yet.
The field office doesn't pay you to gather snuff films, cat.
I mean, effectively.
Like that's essentially what I'm looking at here. It's horrifying. It's clearly a terrible loss, a life, devastating a community, blah 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 blah. But like, I don't know what throwing federal resources at is going to do.
I mean, it seems like something's telling me that there's potentially an additional person involved in this. I mean, who got this footage? Who uploaded it? It's a dummy account. It's not her social media. Where did it come from?
Well, it's not unusual, especially in these local cases, for one of the sheriff's deputies or some member of the emergency response team to grab up a piece of tech intending to sell it on a secondhand market or something like that. They dump the footage, they put it online. It's some kind of sort of perverse fascination, I guess. I don't know. I'm just spinning these theories out. I'm not gonna look. I'm familiar with your hunches, Kat. I know. And I'm not gonna say you're wrong here. I don't have enough information on this. What I can say is that I've got the director so far up my ass right now, I can't even send you a box of paper clips to support without him coming down on me hard. You understand?
Sounds like business as usual. But yes, I do. I mean, I'm resourceful. I'll figure something out on my own, but I would be rushed if I didn't send you something on this. It seems just out of nowhere, the levels of violence.
No, you're right, but you haven't seen half of the files that have passed over my desk in the last 6 months.
True.
Look, if you need to call, you need to talk this out with someone, you need to mind map this stuff. That's fine. My phone's always open to you, but it's going to be busy around here in the next few days. So unless you got something real concrete, you're on your own. Sorry to say.
All right. Well, thank you, Tanner.
Yeah.
So we're back in the RV.
Yeah. I was in the bathroom having this conversation.
All right.
Our privacy room.
Yeah.
You in a bathroom?
It's like flush.
What the fuck? You're not using it, right?
So
But I imagine the cat is like making the scratching noises in the litter box next to me.
as a
At the door.
dysfunctional family, so to speak, do we normally go to hotels and sleep there, or do we all sleep in RV when we have actual places to stop?
We would need a hotel.
At this
There's
point,
just
yeah,
not
we
enough
would,
room
right?
in the RV.
Okay.
Yeah. There's 2 bunks that people could sleep in, but other than that,
We
One
do
of those is
rotating
ladies.
shifts of sleeping.
exclusively. Yeah.
We probably can't take her in the hotel.
It's just
so.
several feet
Some
of
of them do best for
cat
you.
litter. It's like a trough of cat litter. Just,
So I'm sure at this
pretty
point
clean.
we're finding a hotel and going in because I can't go to
Yeah.
high school at 4 p.m. Everybody's leaving.
yeah, it looks like at this point, late in the afternoon, the kids have all gone home, and you're only looking at staff that are hanging around for a couple of hours in the afternoon. Conveniently enough, it looks like that Schenker Senior is not that far away from Lighthouse. It looks like you go
Cool.
back down the Los Altos Parkway and head off on Santa Barbara, and you're just basically there.
Okay, so we'll find a hotel close to high school.
Make it easier, yeah.
Yeah, you see that there is a fairly cheap motel off of Loma Verde, and you sort of pull in. It doesn't look. It's clearly sort of middle scale, right? This is not the Hilton.
Embassy suite.
Yeah, this is not the Embassy Suites. Nor is it Motel 6. It's sort of squarely in between. You see a couple of sort of tourist families, it looks like, who are probably doing some kind of group hiking tour or whatever. They're loading camping supplies into the back of their SUV. Other than that, this place looks like pretty inconspicuous.
Cool, so we'll go get some rooms.
Does it allow pets?
There was no signage about no pets, so
Yes.
Probably not.
Let's go with yes.
I mean, I can leave her in the
Say
RV.
she's a cat. She's
Yeah.
fine.
The problem, we'd have to leave her running though, so she doesn't get cooked.
We'll just sneak her in.
Crack a few windows.
No.
No.
there's a fridge on the RV. Sure.
Do you put it in the fridge?
I mean, do you want me to
be
sneak
fair,
the cat in our room?
Oh my god.
We would have to
Reverse cat burgling.
be
I
more
have-
worried about the cat freezing because the temperature's going to drop at night.
I have legit snuck animals in hotels
Yeah.
before. It is not hard.
No.
Okay, we will bring Lady in.
Especially if it's like the motel where it's like a strip,
Right, you just like go in from the outside.
single story.
So we all drop our stuff off in our rooms and meet back in like one room to coordinate.
So we bring in like our whole arsenal of guns that we've got stuffed in this RV. And
No.
We have a hidden panel for those.
Those stay
It's-
in the
it-
RV
It's
so
under
we
the cat
need
litter.
them. Because who's going to stick their hand in cat litter?
I mean, Cat probably keeps her weapon on her at almost all times.
When the cat is armed?
Well, I mean, you're like you have FBI qualifications.
Yeah.
Like you pull out, you're just like,
Yeah.
no, I'm supposed to do this.
You see, I'm with the FBI, so I have to bring this cat with me.
Everywhere.
It sniffs for
federal
drugs.
Drug sniffing cat.
So do we want to check out the house tonight? Do we want to just wait and have me go to the high school?
Are you saying you want me to check the house tonight?
Yeah.
How long ago
Yeah.
was the thing? The murder?
If you want someone to go with you, someone that's not Yumi can go with you.
It looks like it took place on the 24th.
What's
It's currently the 26th, so it's about 2 days ago.
Going to the house this evening will give you a better chance of seeing things before the cops manage to hide everything.
Well,
It just
Rebecca?
looked like a normal murder.
Fine, I'll walk the streets at night and see what kind of trouble I can get into.
No,
Also
you'll
no.
stay in the hotel
I'll go with
and
you.
watch TV and eat
No,
popcorn like a
I
normal
like
teenager.
this prostitution.
Oh god.
That went dark. They've got cable. You'll be able to see Giorgio on TV.
Let's do it, Georgia.
Don't buy any porn because
Right.
you're living with your brother.
Ew. Yeah, it would be weird.
It would be.
So we're going to the house.
I can't get any FBI resources on it, so I guess this is the best I can do.
Also, do we want to send Yumi into high school?
I think so. Yeah.
She just said it was the best.
I don't think we can keep her confined to a hotel room this entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
You know, I'm
Be
right
like old
here.
times.
Just
Okay, so
the adults are talking.
Literally.
Private investigations.
we're going to have you go enroll in high school tomorrow.
I have to make more documents.
No, it's
Well, somebody's gonna have to pose as like her
For
guardian.
guardian, yes.
Yeah.
That
That's him.
I have to sign more documents.
you are legally her guardian, so we don't have to fake anything there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he
Or we
doesn't
can
want to
just
use
find
his
this out
real name.
tonight and then.
Well,
I'm sure he's got
No,
fake
no,
IDs for
I
that.
have that set up
Yeah.
already. It's,
Yumi doesn't need to go undercover. She literally is being homeschooled, right? Homeschooled in
Right.
giant quotation
Your name
marks.
is Bob Saget. like the actor.
So you take Yumi and have her enroll in school. I'll go be an assistant librarian. Someone can bring me lunch or something, and we can scope out the school throughout the day.
That's an interesting how you got somebody to bring you lunch. That's
Yeah, it's a good way to get
free
somebody else
lunch.
into school.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rebecca can
somebody in
either
there.
be my sister or my significant other, depending on the town.
I was just thinking
It's
you
just
get,
the
you
way
get,
it works.
you get free lunch. so
I do get
it's-
free.
How small is this town?
Like I said, it's a little under 100,000 people.
it's
decent.
pretty big. It's
She could
pretty
be either. It'd be okay.
We're in Nevada.
But it's spread out over
but it's
You know, decent
Reno.
east
just
of
depends.
Reno.
East of
It just depends on the particular town.
We'll play it safe and go with sister.
Sister, yeah. But anyway, that way we can all scope out the school and kind of put our ears to the ground for a couple days and see what's going on.
if you two are going to the house, I took a look at the video and I noticed this what is it, Walkman? This fucking technology that
That's a
hasn't...
CD player, honey.
It's shit that nobody uses anymore. That's a relic from when I was a teenager.
Excuse me?
Hey, now.
Nobody uses it?
Hey now.
Thank you.
I meant kids. There was one sitting on this girl's dresser
Okay.
with just this pitch black CD in it.
We're listening to it.
Do you
the
Like
FBI
out of character, we're listening.
Oh yeah.
So
Like
If
right
it's
at yours.
there, if you can grab it.
It's the FBI controlling our mind.
I didn't notice that, but I'm going to take your word for it because I'm not watching that fucking video again.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Those two are going to the house?
We're the best.
Yeah.
You don't want me to go into the house, but you're going to let him?
I don't want you accidentally killing a cop.
Or setting the house on fire.
I want you purposely.
Remember, Giorgio's
Everything with intention.
We're trying to
been
put.
I'm
with
getting
me before.
investigated.
Giorgio doesn't have magic powers.
Other than the
Fucking
magic of
nuts.
his charisma.
Yes.
Real ones, okay?
And how his hair stays up.
Yeah.
Why his hair's so big, it's full of magic.
It's okay though. We have to get that disc because that's how the FBI controls her.
The disc and the CD player, I guess.
I mean, sure, we've got a couple here, but an
Just like
extra would be
Judas.
fine.
I mean, it looks older, is the thing. It doesn't look
Well,
like...
I'm more
this is the
interested
kind of
in what's
thing she picked
inside
up
it.
recently.
It looks from the 90s.
A mind control
Yes.
disc.
Like somebody picked it up at a
When Walkman
secondhand
made
store
their
or like
first
a
flea market.
Flea
First
market,
CD
yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you know that's what they
They
did?
were called
Got it.
Discman.
Yep, he
Yeah,
cracked it.
Discman.
It's a mind control
Because the
disc.
Walkman were the cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah,
when
exactly.
they thought
It's the
when you
same
played the
company.
record backwards.
Yeah, so
This was specifically a disc.
Slowly moving
Just
away.
get the, did the
Just
headphones look
the
old too?
coffee of like sip and
The headphones
nod.
look kind of old too. Yeah, they weren't wireless. They didn't look
It's
like.
the classic, like
It looks like a band of metal and then two
Yeah.
like.
The
If you
kind
can
I
get
legit
me
had in middle school.
the CD player, the disc, obviously, and the headphones as well.
Anything else that looks
out of place.
we know how
weird
to
and
pace.
out of place?
Other than the murder traps,
Pretty
no.
weird and out of
I've,
place.
I've
For the
Yeah,
murder
don't
trap,
bring
gonna
the
be
murder
better?
trap.
Not that could be sussed out from what is or the limited angles
Yeah.
of the video.
I can't believe you're letting him fucking go on.
He's my old partner.
I can investigate things.
They did hard time together.
We know how to
They-
watch each other's backs.
Don't say that when you. I don't want to think about you in prison watching.
Hard time in prison. Yeah.
Somebody has to watch your back in the showers.
Somebody has to protect Giorgio's nugget.
We go back to back. We squat. We do the
Oh my god! I'm gonna go. Let's go. We're gonna go jog or something. Please get me out of this room.
Let's go to the house.
Why did we invite everyone to our room?
It's local. Yeah. Jog sounds good. Clear the
Okay,
air.
great, cool. I can't believe I volunteered to exercise.
Can you drive?
I think we're close enough. We might be able to jog to the school.
Let's do it.
How far are we from the house?
That's a really good idea.
It's a couple of minutes. Like it's not terribly far. You could walk, but it's easier just to sort of like drive over there.
one of my moves.
I'll stay
is
here and hang
just
out
the hot
with
wire.
Yumi. And I think
But I didn't
Kat's
choose
probably
it.
gonna try to do some more digging
Always
on
had
the
access to
uploader of the video.
older it
I
is,
thought you were
easier
talking
it
about
is hot wire.
Yeah, I
Talking about
keep
the cat.
exactly. My brain keeps going. The
Is it
cat
the cat's
first.
digging? What?
She's digging in the litter box.
Oh, well, I don't need to know that. Yeah, and I guess Rebecca and I will go jog
She's digging for
by the
clues.
school and see what's going on.
I leave the car or the RV keys with.
If anything, we should probably just get like a rental car.
You gotta get over there anyways. But park a couple blocks away, hike over, hike back. It's fine.
It's a big putting that thing in the middle of like a. Is this like a gated community?
Park in a nearby McDonald's.
Are you talking about the suburbs?
Yeah.
No, it's not a gated community. It's just the suburbs. Yeah.
Okay.
Not high class, not like fancy suburbs. It's just
It's not like Palm Springs.
No.
Good.
So we go park and then walk over to the house.
Yeah, find the nearest Whataburger, park in the parking lot.
Come back,
Walmart.
get a burger and a milkshake, and there you go.
Perfect.
Or in it. No, we're not California. Never mind. Not In-N-Out.
Yeah. Almost.
Close.
Okay, so we get to the house.
And we go jog around the school.
As soon as everybody leaves and Cat
Oh no,
starts,
yeah, she's staying with you.
yeah, and Cat starts digging into things, I'm gonna try to sneak out.
Well, we'll need Cat here for that. So, crimes maybe?
I got him.
Okay, yeah, let's jump to so you guys have made it to the suburban neighborhood.
Yeah.
You can see very clearly the house that has been sort of thoroughly quarantined by, police caution tape and everything like that. It looks pretty from outside. It looks pretty nondescript because you can see that there's not. It's only been 2 days, but it looks like the majority of the violence happened inside. So from the exterior, even from the sidewalk across from the house, looks like just any old suburban home.
Looks like white people live there.
Yes,
There was a
it
door in
looks
the back.
like white people live.
Let's sneak in the back.
Okay. I mean, the whole time you've been talking about this crime, I'm just like, white people, white people, white people.
We're trying to sneak in the back.
Would you like me to roll my burglar skill?
Let's see here.
Did you even bother to walk into this place?
Burgled, plundered, purloined.
Because this is it's like 4:30, so you're essentially doing this not in the middle of the day, but like in daylight hours. You roll act under pressure, yeah, and then
I act under pressure because I do have a burglar skill.
well, what exactly does that say?
Break into a secure location.
Then fine.
Roll
use that.
plus sharp.
Yes.
There we go. That's a 12.
12.
So, on a 10 plus, you get to pick 3. I'll do you get in undetected, you get out undetected, and you don't leave a mess.
Okay, sounds
Good
good.
choice.
So, Giorgio, what are you doing while Houdini is getting into the premises?
I'm waiting for Houdini to give me some sort of signal that it's safe for me to go in.
Okay. Yeah. So he's gonna
I've been in
flash a
back.
light outside the window or something like that. He's gonna let you know that you can come in now because you've unlocked the door. Okay. So you manage to pry open with a short sort of crowbar. There's one of those old-fashioned sort of slide windows. You're able to push that up, get inside, and you make your way through the kitchen to the exterior, to sort of the back, patio door. Unlock that. You give, you do some complicated bird whistle out to Giorgio,
Yeah,
who
this-
doesn't immediately recognize what it is, but after it's a couple of repeats of the bird whistle, he realizes, oh, that's the signal
Right.
that you forgot to discuss beforehand. So the two of you are inside. It looks like the place is still fairly well put together. Specifically, you haven't. So you make your way back through the patio door, through the kitchen, into the living room area. The place looks pretty normal. It looks like there's been a lot of traffic over the carpet because the ply has been sort of pushed down. It's in the trash, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Other than that, the place looks pretty clean. You realize immediately that there is a closed door off to the left, with some additional sort of police caution tape over that. And given the sort of wood carving, like that's sort of been still mounted on the door of like a stylized like soccer ball and someone a big foot or something like that, it looks like that was her room.
Do you have a glove or a sock so we can open the door?
Do I have a glove?
I thought you were going to be like, do
like-
I have socks?
It's like a whole box of like the latex stuff.
Latex socks. Ooh,
Yummy.
gross.
I don't actually put on the glove. I
If
just
you
lay it
just
over
get
the
condoms
handle
that are
and
big
open
enough.
it.
I mean, really? for your magnum foot.
Shout out to any foot fetishists listening to our podcast. This
We're talking
one's for
about-
you.
Magnum.
This is
I mean, it sounds like a Danny DeVito. It still fits Danny DeVito. So
this is the dumbest thing I've ever done.
That's like a search, something you would search up if you were looking to have sex with Bigfoot.
Magnum.
Also, ew.
What did we say about having sex with the evidence?
The crypt. You wouldn't be able to catch it. It's too quick.
Well, maybe if you bring a Magnum with condom.
To trap him in? Like, put some leaves over it and just hope he falls in?
Aha!
So-
You're trapped by lubricant.
So you put on your latex glove and you're able to sort of, open the door and swing it open, and you can see inside that the place looks like it looks like a Jackson Pollock painting by way of Fangoria magazine.
Jesus.
It's just like blood everywhere. The sort of furniture, the chairs, and the bed, everything is pushed against the wall, and you can still see some remnants of what look like bolted together hanging hooks and treads, and what looks like the remains of a sort of a track lighting system onto which have been mounted all these weird tools and gardening. Like sort of yard care implements and things. It basically looks like a slaughterhouse has been sort of installed inside this girl's bedroom. So you're able to duck under the police caution tape and head inside.
As we look around the room, can I look for earbuds?
Earbuds?
Yeah.
Like, you mean like wireless ones, or just like
Just
regular?
that you would plug into this one.
They're already on.
Are you talking
No.
about headphones or earbuds?
no, like regular earbuds.
Yeah, like that.
Like those? Yeah.
So we can each listen to the thing.
Oh, I
at the
see.
time.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you could still do that with the older ones.
Kind of.
True.
Yeah.
You'd have to have a big
ear
head.
on the outside.
Just have small heads. Or you hold them the
yeah,
weird
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Because even if she has this old ass Walkman, she's still a high schooler.
So you take a look through the bedroom, inside drawers. You borrow some gloves from Houdini. Take a look, and sure enough, there is what looks like a discarded, like third generation iPod in there with some old fashioned Apple earbuds.
Do you want to listen to it?
Let's do it.
So, plug it into the Discman, and we'll each take an earbud.
Terrible.
Are you a lefty? Are you the lefty or the righty?
Fucking die.
I'll be
Yeah.
lefty.
All right.
This is fine. This is why we're out for a jog.
No. I knew as soon as we were leaving.
6 of us.
Oh yeah, you
Show
wanted
up.
to send him instead of me.
Oh yeah, no. This is for plot reasons.
Because you would never listen to it.
Oh
So,
no, I wouldn't.
we are each listening to
You know,
half the track, I suppose.
one of my moves is that I can make a deal with the devil. So,
Well, that's comforting.
but I
You
died
might have
like
to.
Literally or figuratively?
What do you mean?
Like, are you like, I'm going to make a deal with the devil by,
No,
by
it's
talking
totally
to this
what it's
drug
called,
dealer? Or if
is
it's
deal
the
with the
literal...
devil.
Well, I'm saying, is it the literal devil? That's what I'm asking. Or is it metaphorical in that, like,
To the devil. Is
the
what-
devil? Okay.
Cool.
If it says the devil, yeah.
It's mostly supposed to be. Well, considering that they have the other.
I have already
immortal
taken him out,
god.
and he wouldn't go to the bathroom.
Just trap him in a room or something. I just don't want to hear it.
Okay, I just.
This
In the
payment is
fridge.
due when you die in
Maybe I'll
6
just
months.
hear
Put him in the
There.
fridge.
I'm not putting our dog in the fridge. He would just eat all our food.
I need to make like a little sound dampening.
You put
Kennel
the
cage,
audio
kennel,
sound proofing thing around him.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have put you've unplugged the old-fashioned headphones.
You better bring those to me.
You've plugged in the sort of Apple earbuds,
I know.
and you
Don't worry, since we don't hear the whole signal,
It'll be okay.
we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because it's not a mute signal.
Yeah, you actually get the full surround sound for the FBI to be able to control you.
Just need the like picture freezes, voiceover starts. It was exactly at this moment.
So you hear this strange, discordant music coming through the earbuds. I need both of you to roll plus cool, please.
It's the one thing you're not, right?
Oh no, I have
A -1.
I can only do 2 things.
Cool.
I'm a 10.
I'm a 4.
You got a 10.
Yep.
You can ask a question from the investigative mystery list. You find it's repulsive to you. It's like it's awful and uncomfortable, but other than sort of your skin kind of crawling, you're dealing with it.
Ooh, I'm a mark of luck. I can do that.
Does this...
Luck does not reset unless you take a special level.
What
Or-
sort of creature is this be applicable?
That's an experience,
No.
though.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll take the experience.
What now?
I rolled under a
Failing
6.
Why did you mark experience?
Because it says
That's
whatever
how you get
roll and get a
experience.
total of 6 or less. Or
Oh,
when
I
it tells
see.
you to
Okay,
mark
yeah.
experience
So
bonus.
you're going to keep that 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've already leveled up. Because I did...
So as the two of you are listening to this disc, you can see manifesting right in front of you, Giorgio, is this. There's a quick sort of. It's almost if the air in front of you is sort of fractured slightly, like a kaleidoscope image, and you can see that pushing through is this strange mosquito-like creature that appears to be made out of smoke and embers. It sort of pushes through out of thin air, flips very quickly over to the disc, wrenches the top of the discman open, pops the disc out, and then just as soon slips back into nothing.
Wait, so is this like... That's only in his vision?
No, that happened.
Okay, so that...
He was just the first one to notice it.
Oh, he was the first one to notice it.
Yeah.
So it's not still playing, is it?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna be so mad.
Okay, so what question do you think
You
is...
better bring me the player and the headphones.
I was thinking either what's being concealed here...
That's curious, though.
Because when I asked if that would be applicable,
They're very
he
lucky
said-
they're not working with a normal FBI agent because they wouldn't. Someone
this
else
is like
would
when
not
we were
believe
listening.
their
There
excuse.
you go. Well, what's being concealed here?
Yeah, I think that was...
But I feel like I wouldn't know well enough to be terrified.
I'm going to ask the question, what is being concealed here?
Okay. So so you've listened to this snippet of the song, essentially. You know, the about a minute that you were able to get, and admittedly, it was sort of like the one channel of the stereo signal because Giorgio there was getting the other one. It seems as if, as you were listening to it, you felt a sort of almost like a tension headache growing in your mind, in your head, right? There was a sort of a tight, dry pain. It seems like whatever this thing is, listening to it sort of communicates something inside the listener's brain and is making some kind of physiological or psychophysiological change in them.
But now the disc is gone.
The disc is gone.
The disc is gone.
It happened in a matter of seconds. You saw this thing gone. Snatch it out of the discman and disappear.
You had to listen to it.
Yep.
I bet if you hadn't listened to it, that wouldn't have happened, and we would still have the disc.
Maybe.
It's for science.
Anyway. Can I see if there's any cameras still around in this room?
Oh, you mean loose cameras? Like handheld cameras, camcorders?
Just anything
like
that might have
anything.
accidentally been recording.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Nothing.
Not a thing. There's a laptop that probably has a webcam built into sort of the top edge of it, but it's been closed this whole time. So
We've been recording. Oh wait, no, I'm not with the NSA. That's not.
Yeah.
No, you could check the
And it's
laptop to
closed.
see
Those are your cousins.
the
Couple-
thing is
couple
in
blocks
her
down.
Cousins I
videos.
don't talk to.
Yeah.
Or if she talks about the thing, or kids do videos and things,
Yes.
right?
You should probably check this laptop.
Well, we can look at it.
Yay, cry.
Right now?
Yeah.
I can try.
We're gonna try breaking the laptop.
Okay. It's on a hinge, so it opens.
You guys are gonna,
Turn it on.
Oh, you meant hack.
Yeah.
you guys
Okay.
are gonna read
Get
her
into it.
diary?
I mean, if you have one.
It's probably on the laptop.
Okay, so
I get into my target's mind. It's,
I presume you still have the gloves on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you open up the laptop and it springs to life. It looks like it was. It looks like it was in sleep mode or something like that previously. The desktop's just right there.
so I'm gonna look for like video files.
Like
Okay.
asterisk.mp4, that sort of thing.
That kind of thing. Like,
So you see some what looks like some pirated TV shows. You see
Riverdale.
yeah,
Mostly-
mostly
mostly
It's on
Riverdale.
Netflix.
Well,
Parents
what
from
else would
Spring.
be like? For like hidden documents,
Well,
or
she had a rich person phone, right? It would be on that would have synced here.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, an iPhone like of a
would it have access
maybe a
to
generation
cloud?
or two back would have had access to. I mean, still would have access to the cloud. Yeah.
See if you can get it on our iPhone.
Yeah, let's do that.
So taking a look at her laptop again, you see sort of traditional sort of suburban teen stuff. Like, again, there's some pirated television, some like recordings from what looks like a sea vacation at some point. There's just a lot of sort of generic junk, essentially. Homework, assignments, all that sort of thing.
Sort by date added. You can find the newest stuff.
That's what I was thinking.
You do see in the search results, however, the history for the browser,
Didn't use incognito mode. It's her fault.
you do see there are several searches on Google for. You see you see specifically Bazrael, Bazrael, and then you see Bazrael band, and then you see Bazrael album. Right? It looks like somebody was searching for some kind of musical group by that name.
Yep.
So could I hop onto my phone to the truthsphere.biz and see if I can find anything on Bazrael?
Yes. So you pull up your phone. It's like your homepage. You go directly to truthsphere.biz. You
As soon as I unlock my phone, it
do some
pops up.
search of the forums, and not a thing. No.
That is weird. We have conspiracies about everything.
Unless if this is being hidden by someone or something.
The conspiracies are coming from inside truthsphere.biz.
So
Does like some of the images of
where
Bazrael?
were you? You were looking at her iPhone too, right?
Trying to get into her iCloud, yeah.
It doesn't look like the phone is here. Oh, you're talking about iCloud from the
iCloud on the
laptop.
computer.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
the laptop. Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
the
it looks
phone
like
would've-
it's password protected. So
Can we ping her phone? Like those
like
security
find
measures?
my iPhone kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not with the software that's currently installed on the laptop. No.
Now those searches of Bazrael, does like the image search kind of put similar images to what we saw?
No. I mean, if you type that in and go to image search, you're seeing a lot of black metal style logos of of similarly named bands. You know, like Coprophagia, and Suicide Solution and that sort of thing. And a lot of pictures of death metal bands and things like that. Head banging and that, but nothing that seems to indicate anything like the two of you saw.
Does a file search on a computer for Bazrael bring up anything?
No.
And we sort by, I guess, kind of
Most recent.
top 10 most recent files edited or added. Do we see anything that's not just typical?
Nope. Homework assignments. You see like you're pulling up Skype messages and stuff like that. It's all mundane teenage. Some of it's a little angsty, but other than that, it's nothing out of the ordinary.
Some Riverdale fanfic.
That she wrote.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah. Posted on AO3 or whatever. Yeah.
Slash fanfic.
Well, we have a name. We're gonna get in trouble.
It looked kind of mad.
It's about that time that the two of you hear what sounds like the front door knocked open.
No.
Who's hiding in
Picturing
the
a
closet?
giant mosquito, but with like human legs.
You
We just
hear
watched Ant-Man and
heavy
Wasp, so-
footfalls.
How many people?
One, sounds like.
Is this
Heading towards.
Just
Is this a
like a
two-story?
regular man from the
Single
neck
story.
down,
Single
but
story?
then the mosquito
I
has
pull out my
on
rifle.
top. Dressed in a business suit, like
Right at the
kicking the
door.
door again.
I open up a window in the bedroom.
Okay. There's a single window there, covered with like a mosquito screen kind of thing.
Could have used that earlier to protect
This could be
CD.
the person.
Mosquito? Probably not.
The person behind the disc.
Probably not. I think that's the one who took it. Let's get out of here.
Fine.
As
Tell
as
me
you
you're
are
taking the player and the headphones.
as you are, sort of trying to re-sling your hunting rifle, and you are making your way, taking a pocket knife or something, and cutting into the mosquito sort of netting. You know what I'm talking about, the black
Yeah.
stuff that's on. You see there is a heavy thud, a snap, a splintering, and you see what looks like the very, maybe about a fifth of a machete sticking through this bedroom door. Very quickly, you see it wiggle out, and then you see
As soon
again,
as I saw that, I would pull my gun back out.
and again.
Shining time.
The window seems like a bad idea now.
We can run while he's working on the door.
Behind the door, while he's
Please
opening the
grab-
window, I would just have
grab
my
the old
rifle.
deck.
In a matter of seconds, you see a large portion of sort of the top middle of the door snap away, like someone essentially sort of broke a taekwondo board, and you see a head sticking through.
I immediately pulled the trigger.
You see this head stick through, wearing a very familiar hockey mask.
Yep.
Nice.
You're looking at Jason Voorhees.
What the fuck?
You're an idiot for pulling the trigger. You can't kill him. You can't
Would you like
kill
to kick
him.
some ass?
Yeah.
Roll.
I knew,
So the way kick some ass works is that
I knew it was going to happen.
you got to roll plus tough. So it's 2d6 plus tough, unless there's some move.
We
that'll
didn't get
actually
out
be
undetected.
different.
No, the serial killer in Sexy Serial Killer was called Mary Vore.
Right. You mean for like
Yeah.
As in,
gross?
But she had a hockey mask.
Right. So what'd you get?
I'm debating.
You're debating on what you got. Okay. So it's sort of a perspective thing. Could be a 6, could be a 9, depending on how you look at it.
It's an 8. I'm debating whether or not I want it to be
Yeah.
a
12.
I'm looking you directly in the eyes
It's not
to
too
assert
bad. You can
dominance.
look at the...
Doesn't work.
No.
The little ones don't care.
Well, I would say in this case, can I see that sheet again, please? Instead
Gotta go
of
over
kicking
and
some
body slam
ass, I think act under pressure is more appropriate here.
Probably worse for you because it uses cooling.
Because you're not in a direct fight yet. This thing's head.
It's a 7.
Is 7 up on that cusp?
It is, well, 7's in that 7 to 9 range.
Yeah.
The keeper's going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay. And I'm mostly just doing this when I'm waiting for you to get the window open. So
Well, I've already cut the hole in, so... We
So,
just have to jump
Are
through.
you accepting the 8?
7.
The 7?
7.
Okay. So you've just finished cutting open a rough-sized hole in the sort of the mosquito net, and you immediately this hunting rifle shot echoes in the room. It's It's a little loud and kind of mildly deafening. You
The
hear it.
window's open.
You hear it echo out. In the suburban neighborhood. You see it sort of like. You see it goes directly into Jason's right eye, and you can see sort of this oozing blood and vitreous humor kind of pour out over his hockey mask. And without flinching, he continues to sort of like puts his hands through and begins to tear this door open.
I just head first leap out the window.
Let's go.
Don't leave that head first.
I'm simultaneously fascinated and terrified, and I just shot somebody in the eyeball, and they kept trying to kill me.
It's a good day for you.
Yeah.
I'm probably running as we're yelling.
So the two of you are just like booking it through this neighborhood.
Did you or did you not put the player and the headphones in the bag? Or
We did
pocket?
not.
That's 0 for 3.
You're
No.
gonna be on her shit list.
Those weren't important because what was important
It's gone.
what you take.
Yeah.
All I know,
The things that you
What
want to
kind of
get
burglar
better.
are you? You broke into a house and you didn't even take anything.
We
you
got the
chose
information
him to
we needed.
go besides instead of me.
As you are running, beating feet down the concrete sidewalks of this suburban neighborhood,
Plus-
you hear in the distance police sirens.
Off the
That's a great
no.
response time. That usually takes like 6 minutes.
Unless there's somebody living in the suburbs, there's an
And it's
officer.
an active, well, not an active crime scene, but
Yeah.
a recent crime scene.
And they heard a boom, so they heard a gun, which means they're going to be a little more hesitant to go into the buildings. They might think they were in there, so where's the nearest cover thing?
We'll find out next time.
No, come we're gonna do it. Oh,
Can we
do
hide?
things.
I might know. I can maybe find a safe house or intimidate the cops.
If Sharp is investigating or like reading the situation, I can do this. I can also manipulate people really well.
I can push my criminal.
You didn't even give Yumi a chance to try to sneak out.
Yumi.
Yeah,
I'm keeping an eye on her.
and I'm sneaking out. Remember, I told you that.
Yeah,
I assumed you did.
He assumed you needed to roll for it.
Gonna
Well,
make a roll, huh?
It just was.
act under pressure.
How are you going to get away from the FBI agent?
She's gonna try.
She has brain powers.
Nope.
Plus cool, right?
So 7.
7. Okay.
She knows her.
So,
That's a
you can successfully sneak away. However, you have to actively use your magic on her to do so.
It doesn't have to damage her, right?
No, but it has to
be
Like,
you.
put her to
inconvenience
sleep.
her, incapacitate her,
So,
something.
like my Jinx thing, where she like trips and over the cat, and
Yes.
it gets pissed off at her.
But it will happen in a way that it is obvious that it's you.
I will definitely do that.
Okay, very good.
There's no way this could happen. Who set up this whole Rube
Goldberg
machine?
machine.
When did the cat get black?
So they could have gone worse.
That's fair. Yeah. Nobody died.
We could have
Now
gotten
I need
sucked
to
into
know
the
if we
thing with the
incur,
mosquito.
Yeah.
like
I
encounter
was thinking maybe it's
Jason.
like
Michael
magical portal
Myers
that
on
has
our
a lock.
jaw.
Yeah,
I could
like
open it. Because I have
Just
magical
keep
key.
jogging.
Open
Freddy
that
Krueger.
door.
Motivation.
I thought it was going to like
Freddy Krueger
sting
while
me.
we sleep or
Is it
something.
weird to have
Make
a
me try to
character
kill
that you're
you?
calling
Yeah,
Jason?
I know that was a possibility.
It is a little, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought at first it was like a vision, like that you were seeing while listening to
But
the
I've
music.
never been interested in hockey, so I think.
And
it's
so
fair.
I wasn't seeing
I think the
it,
boundaries are
Feel
pretty
sick.
clear.
but nope,
Yeah.
it was there.
Yeah, no, at first
Nobody's
I definitely
gonna
thought it
make it.
was.
Also, I
I
haven't
was
murdered
seeing it
nearly
was
as
gonna come
much.
out and, like, stab
Take
me.
you over,
That would be kind of a
And
deal
then, yeah.
breaker.
basically.
But if it was the right people,
What
So-
was that? You murder one person?
If there's a
you're a
Jason
murderer?
yeah, suddenly they call you a
You
murderer.
murderer.
It's the old joke, like you fuck one
Is the
girl.
high school girl dead?
She was suicide by cop, so she was probably dead.
Except
She went out the door. She
If
brushed
it
them
was
with
her,
this,
if
like,
it was her,
active hedge trimmer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like they just opened fire.
But that
if they
doesn't
were
mean
wanting
that she's
to.
dead, apparently.
Not necessarily,
Yeah,
but
it-
there's a good chance.
There's a good chance that if it shoots
It
somebody
could've
in the
not
eyeball, they're
been
gonna be
her.
dead.
It looked like, given the news footage, I'll say the people who watched the newscast, either the video splice or the footage from the recap at the Lighthouse Coffee Shop, she is like, there's a 98% chance
Very
that she is
good.
dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the bot. They have a body and stuff.
Yeah. The body's probably still being processed right now.
Yeah, the conspiracy would be that it wasn't actually her body.
Ooh,
See, my thought was it didn't stay dead.
that could be.
Like, I didn't question that it was dead to begin with.
It was all a sort of it's an elaborate ploy. It's an elaborate ploy to get common sense gun laws about it.
Stand your ground laws.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Most, well, I think we have that, don't we?
State actors, liberals.
It was a false flag attack.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Paid.
And so Jason was obviously just an FBI agent sent to kill us because we
Okay. We're
found
talking about
that-
Jason Voorhees.
Yes.
I don't want to be confused.
It's your fault because you introduced Jason.
Well, I figured that was the best choice to go with immediately.
Oh yeah.
You are evil god on my circle table.
Right. Yeah.
Always and forever.
But I also didn't drown as a boy while teenagers were having sex nearby.
How do you know?
He's not dead.
Neither is Jason.
Can confirm.
Jason X?
He's undead though.
Yeah.
I'm just not dead yet.
She's very clearly undead.
I have worked very hard to keep this man alive, and you will not take that away from me.
And I'm not even all that keen on it.
I know, right? I'm like, no, you have to have insulin. Ah.
Here's.
Who wants her dog?
Anybody?
I want to see if
Take
this is
this?
an onion site.
You
Anybody
take
want a
this?
dog?
Anyone? Yeah?
Anybody?
Shut up.
Truthsphere.onion is not a...
It's like
Onion.
dog roulette. Anybody?
That's almost better, but we've already established TruthSphere.biz.
Well, I wanted to see if it was actually a thing. I'm like,
Why not?
we'll hop on a tour. Let's see what's there.
Give it a shot.
Spherical.
The information exists in a sphere.
Spherical.
So you guys can
In
do
a
something
Dyson sphere.
Friday night without me?
Actually, restroom.
Huh?
You guys can do something Friday night without me?
I don't know. Are we?
I won't be there.
Yeah, she wouldn't be there.
We
Just
may
saying.
do other things.
Other.
If you guys want to meet on Friday and do something, that's cool, but, you know.
I mean, I'll show up like halfway through.
Yeah, just that's a 10-minute play. That's all.
10-minute play, so it's not like you would be here.
Yeah, but hers is
10:30.
You're there at the beginning and at the end, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So she would have to be there
Well, plus there's curtain call at the end,
the whole
so